Well, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Deck Sim live stream. It's the 26th of April 2025, 32 minutes past 7 here in the evening, United Kingdom. Back in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 for our first ever flight in the PMDG 777-200ER. In fact, it's the first ever time we've taken a high quality, third-party high fidelity add-on into Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. Had a good fun test sector in the sim yesterday. I have to say I'm very impressed. Let's hope that Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 continues to mature into an improving sim. There are still a few quirks to this simulator. For example, there's some weird yawning moments going on in various aircraft, including the PMDG 777, which is outside of the remit of PMDG. But we'll see how we get on today. Now, where are we? We're in the Windy City. This is Chicago O'Hare, Illinois. I don't know what the local time is. I'll have to look that up in, on the internet. We're going to be flying to Dallas Fort Worth as American Airlines flight 772, 1 hour 55 minutes. I did a bit of research. Dallas Fort Worth is the hub, or the main hub of American Airlines. Yeah, we're live on VATSIM now. It's VATSIM Cross the Pond today. This is a VATSIM Cross the Pond event airport. However, I think the first year arrivals land just after we depart, so hopefully we won't be too much of an issue online. Anyway, I did get my PDC already, so hopefully we'll get away with that traffic. If you enjoyed the Cross the Pond event today, I hope you had a great flight. I just didn't fancy doing it here with a 2.5-week-old baby recently arriving in the household, so that was the priority, not to spend the entire day in sim. In fact, I had a lovely day out with my fiance. We took our baby daughter out for a long walk in the pram, and it's been lovely weather here in the United Kingdom. Anyway, a massive thank you to PMDG for sending out this aircraft. I can't wait to see this in Alpaca Airways colours. This is a stock scenery for Chicago O'Hare as well, included in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I went for the One World American Airlines livery. I did consider taking the old aluminium starred fuselage one, but I just saw this one. I thought it was quite a classic look for the American Airlines livery anyway. But yes, we know PMDG makes quality add-ons. The exterior model is absolutely beautiful. We'll do a sort of a half-hearted walk around, but you can see the aircraft's completely cold and dark. We've got the classic 777 bogies with the 12 main gear down here. The external models are very, very nice indeed. Anyway, I haven't even seen who's in chat today. Let's have a look as I get into the position of the aircraft. Who we got here? We firstly had a membership ping. It was 65 months, an incredible amount of time. Greg Scott, hope you're doing well. Thank you very much. He goes, evening, Captain. Good day to you, sir. Hope you're doing very well. Thank you very much for popping in. We've got Infian Ewok here as well. The engine pylon looks like a JPEG file stretched out. Does it? So I have to look into a bit more detail. And that's a point as well. I wanted to take the Rolls-Royce Trent engines today. This aircraft comes with 3 engine options. However, there was no sim brief operational flight plan with the Rolls-Royce engine option, so I had to go with the Pratt & Whitney sim brief flight plan. We'll take an extra 15 minutes of fuel to cater for that. There might be some slight discrepancy between the two as well. We've got here, we've got Oliver Locke. Great content for the cruise into SBGR. Excellent. Hope you have a great flight there as well. All thanks to the local time. Jay Great, 13:34 local, or actually Michael Tisser said 14:34 local. Goodness knows what time it is. It's the afternoon here in Chicago. That's as much as I know. Listerman, I hope you're doing well. He said 777 in chat. Brilliant. Sasha's here as well. Listerman, I hope you're doing well. Aviation Lover, can we see the landing gear after a full break? The brakes get really hot apparently, and I wonder what they look like. Well, we'll see how we get on. I plan to operate this aircraft as realistically as possible. Again, if there's anyone new to the channel, 737 Captain, TRE, TRI, not flown the 777 in real life, but this is a lot more modern than the 737. It's a lot more automated. I think we'll be okay. We'll have a lot of fun here as well. Caspian can't wait to get this for 2024. Don't forget it's also available for 2020, which is obviously a bit more of a solid state at the moment than 2024. But let's see how we get on today as well. Silent under 2017. Hoping all is good. Any tips for my first solo nav? Well, fantastic news. Good luck with it. It's been a long time since I did my PPR and solo navigation, but follow the wise words of your instructor. I don't know if you've got a GPS, use that as backup and take your time. Rambo, when's it dropping? Next week. I don't know the exact date, but it should be with you for available to purchase and download very, very soon. Anyway, let's jump on into the cockpit. Simba, I hope you're well, Sam, and had a good day, had a wonderful day. I hope you're doing well. And don't forget, members, we've got our group flight tomorrow evening as well. Right, so here we are. Here's the cockpit. The 777. This was the sort of original OG 777, sort of built in the late 90s, early 2000s. Still rocking around today. I think there's nice aircraft as passengers to fly on as well, but it's still a popular aircraft amongst the aviation community. And of course it's PMDG. It goes without saying the interior quality is fantastic. We'll look at this in a bit more detail en route as well. We've got a full cabin modelled as well. I think it's even in American Airlines colours. We'll do a bit of a cabin tour later on in the cruise. As I said, it's about 1 hour 55 minutes, but there's first class or business class at the front, and then economy for the rest of the way. But yeah, it makes me jealous. This flight deck is huge compared to the NG and Max. Look at the space here. You've got 2 jump seats with an armrest and cup holders in between. It's ridiculous compared to what I have to squeeze into at work every single day. Oliver, unfortunately, won't be getting this one. Already have the freighter at the 300ER, so no real point in spending 80 US dollars on this one. That's absolutely fine, but some people like to fly exact specific ops. So if someone was to fly and replicate a 777-200 ops and they have Microsoft Flight Simulator, this is the product they want to get and showcasing today. Anyway, let's get some power to the aircraft. So just turn this music down a little bit here. So we're completely cold and dark. I've done a little bit of tweaking around. For example, we're on an American Airlines 777, but I have got kilos here instead of pounds, which is easier for me to work with. But let's get the battery on. And primary and external power, secondary external powers connected. Let's just turn up the sounds here. Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. So the aircraft's going to start doing all of its pre-flight checks and tests. A lot more automated again than the NG and Max. American Airlines still has something like 47 of these in service. Now, interestingly, Liam Echo Lima 3, are they sort of operating them in domestic sectors or sort of international routes? I guess they sort of got the NG and the Max to operate most of the domestic sectors. Let's get some overhead panel all configured here. So ADRU, that's the IRSs, in-flight entertainment, passenger seat, cab utility on as well. We'll get the AP on a little bit later. That's already pre-configured. Emergency exit lights armed. Don't put the passenger oxygen on. Window heat we can turn on. The hydraulics will configure just prior to engine start. In fact, I think we can configure certain elements of this. I always forget the sequences you've got to be quite careful with, but the cockpit preparation checklist says make sure they're all in the off position, so we'll configure that just prior to engine start. Young Rolls, thank you very much. 14 months as a member. Congrats on the baby, Captain. Hope you and your family as well. Thank you very much, Young Rolls, for your kind words. I know, being a dad now for will be 3 weeks on Monday. I know, but both mother and baby getting on very well. Thank you very much indeed. Oliver, lock hydraulics are turned on after wheels locked for push. Roger, yes, I've got the sequence here as well regarding the sequence before start of turning the hydraulics on, which I noted from my other 777 checks or streams. I don't think we're pre-fuel, but we'll put the seatbelt signs on. Nav lights are already on. EEC's already in normal position. Fuel pumps, only fuel in the main tanks today. Anti-ice can be currently turned off. This is all on and configured, ready for the setup. MCP will turn on the flight directors. The auto throttle is already on prior to engine start. We've got the realistic power up for the display, so it does take a little bit of a longer time to boot up. 5,000 feet. I've already got my PDC clearance, so I've been told to expect 5,000 feet for departure for the O'Hare 8. Oh yeah, I thought someone would ask this. Look forward to some Flight Factor v PMDG videos. Yes. Oh, big debate, eh? I love the Flight Factor 777, and there's certain elements of the Flight Factor I like over the PMDG, but also the PMDG, which I've had for 24 hours. There's some elements I prefer with the Flight Factor. For example, VNAV seems to be working really well in this, where it's still a work in progress in the Flight Factor, but both fantastic add-ons. Right, let's now configure the EFIS panel. So we've got the latest weather conditions. I'll just bring up Navigraph so you can see here. So we've got networks. All online here, ATIS, FATSIM. So I've been told in my PDC, which I'll just grab for you here so you can see as well. There we are. So you're cleared to Dallas Fort Worth. There's my routing, flight level 340, my squawk, which I'll put in a second, 7524. Chicago, or what's it called, an O'Hare 8 departure via SID. It's maintained 5,000 feet. Expecting runway 10 left for departure. And there's a departure frequency, which I'll write down now, of 119.0, and then I contact. Now, I'll have to ask you guys, I always get confused in America. This says contact 1219 when ready to taxi, so I think I do my pushback on my own back, and then I just contact ground when I'm ready to go, sort of simulating apron control. Anyway, runway 10 left. It's going to be a long taxi. The QDM for runway 10 left is 093 degrees, so we'll preset that on the heading. 093. There we are. And I'll get my squawk in, which was 7254. Oh, FPS. 7254. It's very high quality. All the images and the textures looks very, very nice indeed. RIP FPS though. So flight directors are all on. I've set my EFIS panel. We'll do the performance in a second. We'll select airports and traffic. You can have airports and traffic as well, Jim. Order brake to RTO, and now we'll load up the FMC. The performance I found was pretty good yesterday. I don't know if it's because I'm on VATSIM, and I've got the Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 settings to adjust the quality to ensure I get at least 30 FPS. Johan Young, hailings from Jamaica. Hope you're doing well. Welcome on board the stream. Good day to you as well. Long cat, I'm late. Did the cap already explain the difference between this and the 300? Yes, it's shorter. There you go. Pretty much it, isn't it? Let's get the position in here. Where are we? Chord, isn't it? Kilo, Oscar, Romeo, Delta. And put in our GPS position, route request, sim brief. Now, this operational flight plan already has an additional 15 minutes of fuel in for two reasons. One, there is no sim brief operational flight plan I could find for the 777-200 with the Rolls-Royce Trent engines. Unfortunately, it says, where's the engines here? I can't find them now. Basically, yeah, it's not our engines. I think this is for G90s. And this says, I put additional fuel 15 minutes, look, just to allow for the wrong engines and also potential ATC discontinuity. So yeah, 2773 is fine. So we're going to press set fuel, set payload, and on that note, I will start GSX so we can start at least the animations of everyone boarding. Searching add-on packages. Come on, GSX. Welcome to the party. I've never seen it do this before. Have I broken it? Can I make it smaller so I can carry on setting up? I'll just put it over here now. Select route. And route requesting is coming in. You're using Rolls-Royce. I thought you said there wasn't a sim brief profile for that. No, there isn't one. So, unfortunately, but I wanted to take the Rolls-Royce engines. Restart Kutel. Okay. GSX always has its moments, doesn't it? Load. It does it sometimes. Just wait for it to load up. Michael didn't happen. I didn't use GSX on my test sector. Flying. There we are. Request boarding.
Boarding requested.
I can hear vehicles. They're sort of spawning in. Why is the air bridge not connecting? This is basically a stock default airport, but the air bridge isn't connecting. Alright. Activate, execute. So just select our runway for departure. So what was our PDC again? 10. They've got about, as I was joking in Discord, about 22 runways here. So they like to do it properly in America. What runway was it? Runway 10 left. There's no departure. It's a runway heading departure. We'll uplink all the weather information in a second. And arrivals. I'll just put ILS 18 right for now. Again, there's about 28 runways in Dallas-Fort Worth for us to choose from. It's ridiculous. Yes, we'll get the tug attached now. Let's select the server 4. Oh, the boarding started by the sounds of it. And what are we looking for? An RNet. And we'll go for a little bit of an ICL transition execute.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Great. I'm not. Let's just make sure GSX is boarding. Yes, 10 passengers have boarded. It would seem they are levitating magically with the baggage cars just driving all over each other. Well, we're definitely getting cargo on board. The zero fuel weight I've planned today, guys, is a full load of passengers with 20 tons of cargo, so we're absolutely chocker.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Jetways are hit and miss with GSX in 2024. Good to know. Right, so we've got the load routing in. So zero fuel weight, 195.3. So just to show you, oh yeah, I can actually sync all the information from Simbrief. Here's Navigraph. Look at my zero fuel weight. Super heavy. Only 5 tons below the maximum zero fuel weight. Again, this was 320 passengers plus 20 tons of freight. So super heavy and just 10 tons below our max landing weight. So that's all in. And we're cruising at flight level A. Slight sync issue there because that says 340, but it goes 38 there. But we want 34. Alright, that's in. Let's now use the EFB tablet for our performance. So the PMDG tablet is a really nice maturing tablet. It was very late to come with the PMDG 737, but it's really working well now. They've got some additional features as well with the 777-200. Another thing PMDG has done is their new operation center. It's really kicked it into sort of what you'd expect and what you get from other developers, so much easier to use and install their aircraft, which is nice. So 10 left, all the information's in. Import the information from the aircraft. So takeoff weight 216 tons, weather's in, calculate. So full length 10 left. We can go. Oh, it's a Rolls Royce, so it's got EPA. TO2 47 degrees. So TO2 47 degrees, giving us an EPA of 1.321. Yeah, I think that's rounded. Takeoff. This is saying we want to use flap 5. CG can line select key here. Speeds we can insert 149. Excellent. Cool. So MCP's all set, 5,000 feet stop altitude, legs for Jim, and the radio tuning panel I just need to tune here as well. The chunky frames, yeah, that's Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. And it's, again, for my spec PC, I think I've got a reasonably good PC. It's a 3080. I know there's much better graphics cards now, but it seems to improve en route, but yes, that's why I've seldom used this sim. I'm sort of sticking generally with 2020. Right, frequencies. So the PDC said contact for taxi. What departure frequency is this? 1 to 1.90 when ready. So 1 to 1.9. Oh, they got. Oh yeah, ground frequency is 1 to 1.9. Now, the Logitech radio tuning panel doesn't work, also in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, so I'm having to do it all manually. So there's ground, and then we'll put tower. Oh, they've got 2 tower frequencies. It'll be tower south, I guess, 120750. There we go. So I'll make sure that's all turned on, and the weather radar as well. When is he going to acknowledge that the overlay shows A300? Oh, what's happened there? What? Why has it done that? That's unusual. I know why. There we go. I had a freeze frame on. Cheers. Perfect. Bit different from the 727 you flew the other day. 777, click, click, click. 727 is all hands on old school flying. Absolutely. But this is the modern way. Right, how's my boarding getting on? All the passengers are on board, 320, so we're just waiting for the last... What's the next port of Chicago? I don't know. Looks like the last few crates going on. But yes, I can just push back here, then request taxi afterwards. Is that correct? I hope so. Better do a bit of a briefing then, hadn't I, really? So emergencies, it's a 777, let it do its thing. And we'll climb straight ahead to MSA. And then, what's the big lake? Lake Michigan. We'll go over Lake Michigan, deal with it over there. So pushback, we'll go tail west out via one of these taxiways. Long taxiway down to runway 10 and left and then straight out. And there's no SIDS here. It's just basically 10 left. All aircraft expect vectors and expect clearance to requested altitude. Climb to 5,000 feet, which is what we'll do. Perfect. Cannot push onto active taxiway, only into ramp control area. Roger. I don't have a GSX profile, so is this the ramp? If I just simply press like I did in my test sector, tail left, and end up here, Is that acceptable? And then I can request taxi afterwards. American operators. Not sure. Right, better get the APU started. Perfect, APU start. APU's in this boot somewhere. Press pushback and pray. 2k with a 38 in 2020 was the issue. I'm the same boat with third-party airports and add-ons. Got to update. Oh, that would be an active taxiway. Oh, really? What? But what taxiway is this? Oh, yeah, you can already see. Oh, I'll just ask. American airports are different. Oh, look, the doors are automatically closing. It's GSX integration for you. Alright, so once the APU is connected, we'll get the hydraulics configured. And then we'll just run the checklist as well. I think it just says APU available here on the eCam. What was the altimeter setting? I knew I forgot to set something. Weather altimeter is 3031, which you can tell it's not set because there's the elevation. Good. Altimeter set. Shall I say it's international terminal taxi line, so I might be wrong. Alright, I'll double check. APU running. Right, so let's disconnect the ground power. So I can just simply turn that off. APU bleed's already on. And then the configuration of the hydraulic panel is as follows. So before start, RELEC demand hydraulic pump auto. Wait for the fault light to extinguish. Oh, here, American. Primary C1 and C2 hydraulic pumps to auto. Left electric demand hydraulic pump auto. C1 and C2 air demand hydraulic pumps auto. So that's the configuration. There we go. Oh, it's got very quiet in here.
Push and start at gate Bravo 10.
The question is, does it still fly like crap? I flew it, and apart from the little yawing moment you're getting in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, it felt like the 777 in Expo. Right, let's just run the checklist then, and we'll push back.
Pushing at my own discretion, advising Air Canada to my left.
Okay, so oxygen test 100%, that's down here. Great. Tested. Flight instruments heading I've set and the altimeter is set. Parking brake is that actually currently set? Nope. Oh, no it is. So checklist complete. Before start, flight deck door closed and locked. Ah. Oh gosh, it is a bit... It's a beefy door actually. MCP V2 is set. Heading track and altitude. Speeds are set on the PFD. Yeah, I can see V1. CD pre-flight complete. Trim I didn't set. 5.75 units. The importance of checklists. There is a fan that stops working when powering up electric hydraulic pumps, probably to shed some energy. Really interesting. It's very different to the NG in many ways. There are 5.75 units set. Taxi and takeoff briefing off completed. Next is the beacon on for pushback. So I'll just clarify with ground my pushback clearance. I've got to remember my call sign. American. It's not alpaca and it's not operators. American. Oh, here, ground cadets. American 772 on stand. Mike 25. Just want to confirm we cleared to push onto the international terminal, then call you for taxi.
American 772 heavy. That's correct. Push and start. Mike, that's correct. Yeah, push and start at your discretion. Contact me for taxi.
Okay, American 772. Perfect. Good to clarify, and we can now get the beacon on. Well, actually, we'll just prepare for pushback.
Locking gear.
Locking gear. I need to remove all the chocks. Yeah, so en route, all the stuttering I get in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 disappears. It's only on the ground I'm getting this. So remove chocks. What the heck is a kilometre? Mark H, you have to do all ATC comms in a Yank accent, please. Absolutely not. Hey, y'all. Using KGs in an American livery, I know. I thought someone would notice that.
Release parking
That's
brakes,
going to be
please.
upsetting a lot of people. Right, beacon I did turn on, didn't I? No, beacon on, and it's. I don't need to do anything
Release
else.
parking
777.
brakes, please.
Yes.
Commencing push. All engines clear.
America.
Start at will.
Yeah, I know kilos in American. Yeah, well, I can work with kilos. Can I also, anyone in chat, what's also 20.8 the same as? What's 20.8? How can I phrase this question? In relation to what I fly, what is 20.8? Right, 777, all I do is... no, it's this, isn't it? Start and then just fuel on. Are we going inside or outside to this engine start, by the way? It turns about 4 Dodge Rams. No! At least I understand the GSX default pushback. So these are Trent's Rolls Royces. It's a full tank in the 7.3. You've got it. 20.8 tons. Sounds are good. I do prefer the flight factor sounds, if I'm honest. But they are good. I just want a bit more volume. But it does look amazing. This looks beautiful. GXS is not that bad. No, it's a must for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Yeah, if it was a little louder, that would be great. Helps if I look at the right engine. Yeah, more volume needed. You know, when I fly the Fearless 742, it deafens you. That's what we need. Right, good start on engine number 2.
Please set parking brake.
Start on engine number 1. Stand by, madam. Oh, the lighting in this sim is superb.
Unlocking gear.
Unlocking gear. Perfect.
Aircraft calling, say again.
I'm glad I'm getting out of here before that event traffic from across the
Air
pond.
Canada 1771, contact ground on 121.75.
Actually, we can do that from inside. I've got engine view. Got the wing walker there, look. That's maximum sound for 2024. There we go. To be fair, I've flown on the triple. That does sound like a 777 Trent engine starting up.
Tow truck disconnected.
We have a second
Bypass
ground
pin
that just
removed.
came up. So one.
Don't forget to
the
tip
new
the tug
frequency
driver.
covering outbound
Left is
aircraft.
clear,
So
right
if you
is
contact
clear.
121.75.
Enjoy the rest of your shift,
the runway.
madam.
Goodbye.
Hope it ends soon. There we are, 2 good starts.
And all aircraft on the ground at O'Hare. Outbound ground has just come up on 121.75. So contact them for taxi.
Okay. 121.75. Outbound ground. I love that. Right, it's a triple, so I don't need to do anything. Literally everything is done. Generators on, APU off, starter switches no, propane no, anti-ice no. Packs off. Does that automatically come
Air
back on again?
Canada 2459.
Flaps to 5. Flight controls. Forward. Back.
What do you start with that? Air Canada
I've got all
2459
my
contact
cable for
target ground.
my headphones caught up there.
Yeah,
Rudders
you're-
right and left. And recall.
Air Canada
There we are.
2459.
And then we
O'Hare
do
ground.
the check.
Taxi straight ahead and hold
Full
behind
taxi,
the Airbus,
anti-ice done,
headed
recall,
in the
flight
alleyway
controls
there.
check, ground equipment's clear, check is complete. Before takeoff, flap 5. Next is
Air
after
Canada
takeoff.
2459, taxiing straight ahead.
Easy, the triple. There's
Hold
nothing
still
to do.
behind the Airbus.
Oh gosh, the fats in volumes vary hugely between pilot and pilot.
Air Canada 1771 O'Hare ground. Taxi up to hold
As
short
long as I hear
of
the controller,
taxiway
that's the main
Golf,
one.
which is straight ahead there.
What's my stat number? I don't think it matches the chart. Mike 17, I said Mike 25. It doesn't match at all. O'Hare ground, hello. American 772. We just finished pushback off Mike 27, request taxi.
American 772 Heavy O'Hare ground, good afternoon. Stand by for text.
Roger. Is that default scenery? Yes. It's one of the sort of third party included.
American 772 Heavy, taxi via Victor 4, Victor, November, and I'll have more for you here in a minute.
Victor 4 Victor November. American 772. That's my sort of clearance. Nice and slow. Brilliant. Right, so we're going to taxi Victor 4.
Calling ground, I think your mic's muted.
Victor.
Transmit only, no voice.
And then November. But I'll sort of just a whole shot of November approaching it. See what's going on. Right.
Air Canada 2459, go ahead and pull
Turn
up
off
and
and
hold behind
taxi.
company there.
Parking brakes off.
Air
Do
Canada,
you config check as well, just
2459,
like on the... Oh, spawn up time's quite fast. I think that's the same. Whoa, we're off. So Victor 5, next left Victor 4. He knows your history, John.
772 Heavy, amend instructions, taxi via Victor, or taxi 10 left, Delta Delta via Victor, Bravo, and then, sorry, Victor, and then Alpha, and then Delta Delta.
Taxi Victor Alpha Delta Delta American 772. Let's see where that is.
And it'll be Alpha 13 to join up with Alpha there. So basically, keep going straight to turn left on Alpha.
Okay, go straight to the left on Alpha. Thanks, American 772. Ah, okay.
Air 1771 O'Hare ground, runway 10 left, Delta.
He sounds as
Delta,
lost as I am.
taxi,
So straight
uniform.
ahead, Victor.
hold short, uniform 7.
Ow. Join up on Alpha. Where's Delta Delta?
Air Canada 2459 Heavy, O'Hare ground, follow company ahead, 10 left, Delta Delta.
Why am I leading the way? No. We're trying to find Delta Delta. American airports, man. Right.
Air Canada 2459 Heavy, follow the company ahead to 10 left at Delta Delta.
I'm trying to find Delta Delta.
Following company aircraft.
So not Victor 5.
Air Canada 1771 uniforms, the first taxiway ahead. It's changed names, probably with your scenery, so just turn left on this first taxiway.
To be fair, the end of this scenery is matching what we have here. Junior Alpha Sierra 4, yeah, en route I do get better performance. I'm just struggling a little bit here. Ground American 772. Am I still just joining Victor via Victor 4, then sort of Victor to Alpha?
What direction you want us to face?
God damn it.
2 once there, stand by with American 772, say again.
Sorry, just wanted to confirm, do you want to go still via Victor 4 onto Victor, then Alpha?
American 772, affirm, Victor 4, Victor, Alpha 12, correction, Alpha 13 to Alpha.
That's understood. Victor 4, Victor, Alpha 13, American 772. There we go.
And someone calls for the push, who was that?
That's it. United.
Yeah, so
561. You have that
you
direction
do
you
get
want
this
us
sort
to
of
face.
view stutter. So if you move your mouse quickly, you get this sort of
561 O'Hare
stuttering.
ground, clear to push tail south to
But that's
Vice
probably more my
Tail south, we'll
PC
bike when
as
ready.
opposed to
Right.
the performance. I've got a 3080, but en route I
Air
get
Canada
amazing performance.
771,
Crikey, I was
if
checked.
you're up, it's going to be 10 left, Delta Delta now.
Also, I haven't set up. Did I say alpaca? Did I say
I'm just
alpaca?
letting you know the new runway assignment. 10 left at Delta Delta.
Yeah, I don't have the Alpha
And
13.
just keep moving straight. Go ahead. I'll tell you when to turn.
That's what you need. That sort of controller.
Yeah. Yeah, they've changed the taxiway network a lot.
Oh, he's
within
gonna have
the
fun
last year,
across the
so You're going to
pond.
have different taxiway names.
Did I say about
basically
Packet?
just having to give you guys turn by turn.
Alipay, yeah, taxiing for me 2024 feels similar.
American 772, amend instructions. Turn left onto Echo Echo in November to 10 left at Delta Delta.
I've got you there. Left on Echo Echo, November, Delta Delta, American 772. So next left is Echo Echo. But I don't think the scenery matches. If I show you this.
And Air Canada 24.
I don't think the scenery matches the
you can also
taxiway
plan
here.
at 10 left intersection Delta Delta departure.
But I might, guys, I might just go off-roading. Oh no, it's sort of there. It just doesn't
Air
quite.
Canada,
Oh no, it is there. Echo, echo, perfect.
2459.
Are you enjoying watching me taxiing
Can you read back
horrifically?
or say it again?
I was just letting you know, I know you were assigned 9 right, but your new departure runway will be 10 left Delta Delta.
Air Canada 2459, 10.
Where's this Delta
10,
Delta?
What?
You don't have to read anything back, I'm just letting you know that your runway has changed.
And then we're going to take
Alright,
this second
American
right.
1771, keep going straight, and then you're going to make a right on taxiway
November.
uniform, which is
See,
gonna be coming up
taxi
here,
once.
not your next turn, but the next turn after.
Shavrock,
so,
I haven't got
the
any
next
model
right
matching for
turn.
2024, so every other aircraft is white. But I use AIG for 2020 thanks to my helpful moderator Domino Messina, who spent the time to help me set it up. But I do need to get it up and running for 2024. So we're now on November.
Sorry, I think this is Chicago ground. I'm completely lost. What is the frequency for Chicago approach? Q1.7.
Perfect. And now Delta Delta's all the way up here. Good. We'll take our time. It's a good job I took extra fuel, burnt 300 kilos already. 4L, something I hate about 2024 is that when looking around with camera there's a sort of acceleration. I hate it, still don't find how to disable that. Yeah, you can turn off that camera acceleration. I have it off. It's in the settings
And
somewhere.
last station calling,
I'm sure someone in chat
who
will
was
be
that?
able to
Emirates 47, I'm searching for
tell you what to do.
maybe 5.
Anyway, there we are.
Is it Emirates?
Yeah.
Another thing as well, the weather.
Are you in arrival?
It does
or are
say
you
12 degrees. I think it's
I'm
definitely
on
live
arrival.
weather, but right
I'm
now
on
the
Delta
METAR is
Delta
showing
approach, but,
a
five of
few
them, I think it was
clouds at
1.7,
3,200. I mean, it looks cav
Okay,
okay to me.
just go back to your go.
Oh,
yeah.
oh, there's one
go back
cloud,
to your last
maybe.
frequency
Yeah,
and
okay.
ask them again, please.
Okay.
Was that door open? No.
Ground hello, American 1428, ready for
Mickey G772 looking good. Absolutely. Guys, if you're enjoying the stream, don't forget to
Okay,
like as well.
1771, nice work. Keep going straight.
You're watching
ahead.
a
Going
G
to
skipper
Alpha
trying to fly
westbound.
777. I mean,
Hold
what
short
could
of
be
Delta Delta.
more amusing than that? Why 50 not taxi? Because I'm taking my time.
Air Canada 2459, Alpha westbound, short of Delta Delta.
So there we are. So we're on November
Taxi
now,
wall-
and then we'll
westbound,
hold short of Delta Delta, which is here.
2459.
And before takeoff check,
Last
this
station call,
sort of
second.
already done because it's a
American
777.
1428, ready for taxi.
American 1428 heavy, O'Hare ground.
But yeah, the taxi is sort of
Charlie
similar to
Sprint, and
the
runway 10 left,
2020, so you can
Delta
sort of
Delta.
look.
Taxi via
Sort of
Alpha.
It's all right.
Southbound,
It
Alpha,
works.
southbound off more for you
It's a
shortly.
little bit less fluid. But yeah, you can see. Look, all the aircraft are just white at the moment. So I will get it sorted for 2024. V1 simulations, 50 knot taxi Dallas Fort Worth about to get you in rear-ended, Captain. 30. I mean, that's how fast we generally go around on taxiways. But yes, it's you Americans and your airports. I mean, they're just on such an epic scale. I mean, I fly to Barcelona sometimes, and that's super busy. That's got 3 runways, and that's like too many. How many runways here? We said 28 runways. Crazy. Hope you do well, buddy. Tom is saying RA traffic. I'll try to figure out how to set it up for 2024 first. I need to get it from Game Pass because I don't own it yet. Well, we'll sort something out, Don Messina, but if we could have a little VC and get it set up, that with it, how that'd be great. Alright, so Alpha 5 is the next right. Alright, we'll go a little bit quicker.
Juliet Arcada 1771, contact O'Hare Tower 120.75.
I'll stand by. Now, as a reminder, I could put the airborne frequency. This is something I teach during line training to cadets. Just put that as a reminder. We won't use box 2, but then we know what the airborne
Air
frequency
Canada
is.
2459, hold short of taxiway November.
Air Canada 2459, holding short.
Fung Ha, can I ask why VNAV is not already selected? Yeah, listen, yeah, my operator's SOP. However,
pull up 2 and hold short of
I
10
will
left
use
at
it
Delta
today
Delta,
because it'll be quite useful for the vertical profile, and I think it's 1,500 feet for the.
American 772 Heavy, your sequence will be the first heavy Airbus ahead on Delta Delta. You can follow them 10 left.
Understood. So just after the first Airbus goes on to Delta Delta, follow them.
That is correct. The second one will give way to you.
Understood. American 772.
He should be moving shortly. I don't know why he stopped.
Roger. Not with my model matching an Airbus. That's a
American 1428 Heavy, turn left at Alpha 10.
not an
November,
Airbus.
And Delta
Need
Delta.
to get model matching on, guys.
Left to Alpha 10 November, then Delta Delta American.
Okay, the thing is, I'm at AMS. I was talking to Don and Messina about this last night. There's no Alpaca Airways liveried aircraft, but to be fair, I use X-Plane for our group flights. But it would be nice to have Alpaca Airways. But someone said you can use all of them. So I'm meant to be giving way to this Airbus / not Airbus. Those brake checks, yeah, there he goes. So, we're going to follow them. Great. It's an Embraer. Let's see if the other guy... Oh, is he
Air
just...
Canada 2459, your sequence will be the heavy 777 off your left there on November. You can follow them and monitor tower on
is he going on?
120.75.
Is he crossing the runway? What's he doing? I'm meant to be following him. Is he taking off? Or am I taking off via Delta Delta?
American 772, monitor O'Hare Tower 120.75 will fit.
12075, thanks ATC, American 772, bye. I think I'm... Oh, God. I'm going to go on the other frequency.
Air Canada 2459, you went past November. That was the taxiway. It's fine.
Sorry, I'll just wait. Cut me off. That's like I've not seen before. Little tip as well. That was brilliant. Oh dear. I think I'll just wait here. That was brilliant. I love how he just reversed. I mean, credit. Got out of my way. So I think I'll take off via Delta Delta. Bear in mind... Oh, look, is there other aircraft landing here as
Air
well?
Canada 1771 heavy, turn right heading 160, 1050, 12 runway.
Alright, performance,
left at Delta Delta,
yeah.
takeoff.
I did it full length. Never mind. Will I run out of runway? Probably. I'm just going to put 3,000 metres. Oh,
Yeah,
still showing
2479 heavy. Correction, just United 2479. Welcome to O'Hare. Exit left when able.
Okay, I said 3,000 metres, the exact same performance, and I reckon it's less than 1,000. If anyone can find the distance from Delta Delta, that'd be great. But I
United
think we'll be fine.
2479, taxi left on Papa.
Airborne frequency
Westbound
here.
on Papa, please.
Left on the Papa for United 2479.
This is hilarious. Actually, I wouldn't be too happy with the wingtip clearance there. I think we're alright. So now it's a waiting game. I was told to monitor tower.
American 772 heavy, runway 10 left at Delta Delta, line up and wait. Expect to wait 3 minutes for wake turbulence.
Via Delta Delta, line up and wait, runway 10 left, American 772. 772, yeah, that works, 772, it's the American way. Clear line up and wait. Don't need LNAV, it's heading select departure. So, I'll put heading select on to MCP set, transponder.
United 2479,
TARA,
terminal via
strobe
Papa,
lights
Charlie,
on,
cross
waiting for
runway
takeoff
10
clearance.
left at Charlie.
This is from Delta Delta, is in the ATIS. Oh, SK321. We would be an absolute doll and tell me what that is, so I can quickly check the performance whilst I enter an active runway.
Contact Chicago departure 125.03.
Oh, so it's not an automatic changeover. That was a different frequency to what I was expecting. Was an aircraft landing on another runway somewhere? Yes, he's landing on the 57th runway. Oh, look! Can you hear those trends? Nice. Hi, Gary Field. Welcome aboard. You've just made the takeoff. Another thing I've noted as well: the aircraft taxi is better than the 7-3. Well, apart from the random braking you get in, it's either off or on. There's another triple there. Not magic. I mean, it's horrific. I'll take it back. Sort of loading in. Well, I think that was a pretty good lineup for the triple. Oh yes. Waiting for takeoff clearance. Look at that. Can't teach that. Look at that lineup, guys. Look at that lineup. Oh, straight as an arrow.
American 772 Heavy, turn right heading 200, wind 05012, runway 10 left at Delta Delta, clear for takeoff.
No 10 left, clear takeoff, have to take off right 200, American 772. Amazing. Right, Togue's in chat, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to Dallas, Fort Worth, run. Thanks, Ian, 3 months as a member. He says, mega. Or Toga, he says. I love it. Toga's in chat. I don't know what the EPAR stabilization is. That'll do. Stabilized. Set takeoff thrust. Ooh. There we are. Takeoff thrust sets, indications normal. Quite windy as well. Oh, crikey. Checked, release forward pressure. Oh, there's more than enough runway length here. Beautiful. So a little bit of right rudder coming in. Re1 rotate.
Sorry, I missed that last
Feels good.
broadcast. Was it?
A bit more back pressure. Cool. Was ready to climb. Gear up. Trim.
American 1428 Heavy.
So I'm going to climb to 500 feet before I start my right turn. So I'll go heading select on this. VNAV speed. And we'll go 200. I don't know what the if there's a pre-approved height you need to go to before the turn, but I'm turning now. So I'm in VNAV, so it should accelerate automatically for me. Ah, there's the heading 200.
Yeah, 24,
there we are, 230 knots.
79 contact.
Lower the nose. There's O'Hare on the left-hand side.
1.9.
121.9.
Try and get an engine view.
Thank you.
American 772 Heavy, contact Chicago departure 125.0.
125.0, American 772. Bye. That one. Can you just write that frequency in chat, guys? It's not the one I was told. 1190. Flaps up. Yeah, see, it's a bit. Look, there's some weird yawing going on, but that's Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. Get that in so many aircraft. Alright, just get her in trim.
Air Canada 2459 Heavy, turn right, heading 160.
Autopilot's engaged, and vertical
12,
speed.
10 left at Delta Delta, clear for takeoff.
250 knots, 1250, thanks guys.
Traffic holding down.
Air Canada 2459.
I don't have a gym, so.
Right heading.
What's the departures called? I don't know. Our air departures, hello, it's American 772, climbing altitude 5,000 feet on 3032, heading 200 degrees. Quite bumpy.
American 772 Heavy, Chicago departure, radar contact, climb maintain 15,000, proceed direct, Aceto.
Climb maintain 15,000, direct Aceto, American 772. I can put this to 1,000.
Canada 1771 Heavy, contact, Chicago Center 126.47, good day.
Why is that not giving me... There we are, VNAV, direct Aceto. Aceto.
One of
I thought it
347
was
is
Aceto.
passing through
XQ,
7,000.
LNAV available.
Your nav for
LNAV.
right approach at the midway.
Southwest
Awesome.
2347
After takeoff checklist.
Chicago approach.
Now
Good
my
afternoon.
FPS,
Thank
look,
you
no
for,
more stuttering.
information.
Whilst I'm out the
Yeah,
airport,
current.
the sim
And,
is
yeah,
super
you can
stable.
expect the RNAV
I love it
Yankee
once it's
for,
airborne.
running
Just on the
forward.
ground, I'm struggling.
Everyone can,
After takeoff
push
checklist.
from
Look how
forward.
smooth it is now. It's amazing. Checklist. Gears up, flaps up. After takeoff checklist complete. There's just nothing to do. Nothing to do. Next will be descent. What a beautiful day. Classic Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 activity. Is that the yawing? Yeah, it does still have to take off, but now we're away. I have to say, the texture quality is improved. It still needs a bit of work, but it is better. Kanopki, thank you so much. Very kind of you, sir.
Air Canada 2459 checking in.
Because heart emoji, thank you very much, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for popping in for your €12 donation.
Canada 2459
Most kind.
Heavy,
And hope you're keeping well, my
Chicago
friend.
departure radar contact. Turn left heading at 070. Climb maintain 15.
There we are, 250 knots, climbing to 15,000, still on the
Okay, so
local
that-
altimeter setting, reaching towards the
Heading at
Aceto.
070.
Yeah, very, very nice.
Heading
So this blue icon here is the
070.
actual position of my physical thrust levers. It's an option you can have with the PMDG I really like, so you can sort of match it before you disconnect in the auto throttle. Not that you disconnect the auto throttle in a 777, but there you go. Very flat looking scene. Yes, I think this is Illinois scenery, is it? Just to the south of Chicago. I guess this is how it looks. So it is Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. Reminds me of the Fens in the UK. Although a lot more people. There you are. Passing 10,000, 100 altitude, 15,000, pre-cruise checks then. Fuel 18.7 tonnes on board. And we're arriving with 8.9. Our alternate Waco regional, we need about 5.7, so we're good. What was that noise? Don't know. Lights coming off. APU verify off. Pressurization. I mean, I can check the pressurization. That'll be under air. Cabin altitude 2,000 feet, 200 feet per minute. That's all good. Sets, belts off on auto. You can light up if you want. Checks complete. Recall. Perfect. This or the flight factor? Ooh, I knew people would ask me that today. Tough one. Alright, flight factor is excellent. Really, really is. 10 years in the making. But let's look at the two simulators. I mean, it's a tough one to call. I think the flight factor has more in-depth system modelling. All the circuit breakers, for example, are modelled.
American 772 Heavy, contact Chicago Center on 134.87. Good day.
134.87, American 772. Bye. But as we were discussing before, things like the VNAV in the flight factor isn't very. We're still a work in progress. Whereas here, having done my test sector yesterday, it worked really, really nicely. So horses for courses, really.
2347 at the Old 6, clear
But,
RNAV Yankee running.
If you've got Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 or 2024, this is going to be an excellent 777-200. If you've got X-Plane, the Flight Factor 200ER is also an excellent product. Who is this I'm talking to? Don't know. Radar, good afternoon. American 772 approaching 15,000 inbound Aceto.
Silver 9 Charlie Whiskey, Chicago Center, or correction, American 772 Chicago Center. Resume normal speed, climb and maintain flight level 340.
Free speed, climb, maintain flight level 340. American 772. 3-4. I want this on 1,000. There we are. And you push this in. There we are. VNAV speed. 340 is our cruise. We can verify that there. Perfect. Simos, how much does this cost? Good question. I don't know. Nemo could point as well. Flight Factor still in beta. There's the normal speed. Totally was doing 250 whistles away. Oh, I was going a little faster. But yeah, look at the performance I have now. I'm away from Chicago. It's really nice. Just get a few stutters if you move around quickly. That's every aircraft for me in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. This is much better performance now, even externally. Very nice. But yeah, you can tell the textures have improved significantly. So I haven't made any significant changes to my settings, but if you remember when 2024 came out, it was a blurry mess everywhere. It's much better now. If you zoom in closely, you still sort of see it, but it's much better. Much, much better. Anyway, ETA 2104 Zulu. So it's about an hour and a half. Andrea, got you. Is that unique to Chicago? And I must have missed that on the SID charts. And maintain 250. That they didn't realise. I mean, I was testing the controllers to see if they noticed. Listening to Dominic talking about VNAV and the flight factor. VNAV is still unreliable, and the flight factor 777 will get sorted out at some point in the future.
Air France 136 Charlie.
Pretty hard, yeah. I mean, modelling something as complex as VNAV on a Boeing aircraft, oh, it must be really challenging. Yeah, great performance now. Once you get away from these airports, great.
Air France 136 Charlie.
Well, and we got out of the way of Chicago before the across the pond event traffic arrived. Oh, Matthew, hope you're doing well, buddy. Matthew Presser. Yeah, it's a Chicago thing, and they are yellers. Roger. The 250 knots. What is yellers? Is that a slang term for someone from Chicago?
Chicago Center, Speedbird 9.
All these speedbirds, all these across the pond people coming in. Cheers, it's Mitch and Scratching. Member for 64 months. Cheers, buddy. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing. We asked hi. I hope you and the family are doing well. Very well, thank you. Baby daughter is keeping us awake at night a little more at the moment, as you'd expect with any newborn. Every 2-3 hours, wanting a little bit of a feed. But we sort of just take turns, Joe and I. So she did a bit of the night shift. After this stream, I'll do a bit more of the next couple of feeds as well. So we're doing well. Sasha, how is Jack settling in with the new arrival? He's amazing. He is so good. Let me find a picture. Shit on my mobile telephone device. Without giving too much away. But I took a lovely picture, which I think I shared with you members. Definitely don't want to ring me. I've got to be so careful doing this. Yeah, I can show you that, guys. The back.
Chicago Center, our vertical profile isn't working. Can
That's
we get
my baby daughter on my chest with Jack sort of spending a little bit of distance there, and then that was that's little legs and Jack's head on my knee. Look,
Roger, thank you.
Jalop's calling in 3, 2, 1.
No problem.
There you go. Thank you, Sasha. Hope you're doing well, man. Jack's not here at the moment. Do you have checklists for childcare? Funny enough, we went out for lunch today. We're going out a lot more now. We want to expose baby girl to as much as possible. So we went for a nice long walk. We went out to a nice pub for lunch. I had some cider. It's a beautiful sunny spring day here. Very, very nice. Cool. So where's our routing taking us today? My US friends. World map.
Air France 068,
So
contact Kansas City Center,
southwest
125.72.
towards. Where's this? University City. No, it's going to be. Oh, saw it. St. Louis.
Air France 068,
St. Louis.
contact Kansas
Great.
City Center 125.72. Good day.
I presume. Missouri, Oklahoma, over
Correct.
Fort Smith, and the humongous city that is Dallas. I mean, how many runways do you like to land on? Yes. Actually, guys, where do American Airlines wide-body jets park? Oh, it's just
American 772, clear direct St. Louis, here at Tango Lima.
direct to St. Louis. Thank you, American 772. St. Louis. There we go. Yeah, aircraft's performing admirably. Oh, I can see 2024. If it was like this on launch, it would have been great, wouldn't it? Still need a bit of work to do, but it's maturing. Terminal D, Roger. Thanks, guys. So, aha. Oh, so I want to be landing on 18 left or 18 right, don't I? Terminal D, and these are all wide body stands, are they? Yeah, because I landed, I think, on my test sector 17 right, and I couldn't find anywhere to park. Oh, America, you are large. They've got great wing flex on the PMDG. Oh, super smooth now. Great. Loving the performance now. Look at this, guys. Whee! Oh, it's a little stutter sometimes, but it's good. Nemo says the only add-on plane I have with the buzzsaw is the Fearless 747-200 that has superb sounds. Superb. But, yeah. Super lad on this is.
November 6 Papa Mike, contact Chicago Center 126.47. Good night.
So let's have a look at all the across the pond traffic.
Papa Mike, good night.
So we
Chicago
are...
Center, be advised, Air France 146 Charlie, we started our descent.
So we're here.
Air France 136 Charlie, Chicago
So
Center.
here Air France and a few other bits of traffic. Oh, there they all are. Yeah, look. I've just got out of Chicago and here's the inbounds now for across the pond traffic. I've just started coming in. If we look there to the east, God, blimey. I mean, to be fair, most of you have crossed off what the event airport was, Boston. I mean, it wasn't like... Oh, I just saw Concorde. There they are. Oh no, what's that? Cape F. What are they flying in? An F-15. That's superb. It wasn't like Cross the Pond of old. I remember my first Cross the Pond event. I was like, it was crazy going into New York. But it seems to be the last couple I did. It's a lot more better organised. Well, it's organised far better. Anyway, hauling ourselves up to 340. Inbound to the St. Louis. Here we are. Nemo, yeah, Navigraph is lagging from rendering all the VATs across the pond traffic. Yeah, as soon as I've checked the traffic, I turn it off in Navigraph. It does slow things down. Yeah, Robert, to be fair, stutters when moving the camera still happens in 2020. Never fixed the bug from 2020 either. Yeah, it's not, I think it's worse in 2024 though. But it's yeah, the big issue, the big gripe I had with the sim on release was the textures not loading in on the streaming. But you know, as we've approached 340 here, our cruise. Yeah, they've fixed that for me. It's just an ortho tile with slightly different colours or different tiles with the photogrammetry. But yeah, this here at 34,000 feet, it looks amazing. Not sure about the contrails. It's like I'm leaking oil. Why has Microsoft Flight Simulator not gotten rid of that wind sound? It's just sounds like I'm in the desert. Any second now we're going to see a tumbleweed go past. Please get rid of that blowing wind sound. Are you on the Sim Update 2 beta? No. Oh, Sebest later. Yeah, I know it's my VRAM. Yeah, my 3080 only has 10 gig, I think. I had all of the Microsoft Flight Sim dev mode on, and I could see in the third-party complex airports when moving around. When I got the stutters, I was maxing out on VRAM. Fedora, yeah, we've been chatting quite a few times about the Flying Factor 772. Obviously the same aircraft. I think the Flying Factor 777, 10 years in the making. Probably a lot more going on behind the scenes. Modelling of CBs and you know, the cabin crew integration, the fact that you can do a pushback, the walk around, and all of the utilities in that tablet. There's a lot more involved. However, I think as a pilot's aircraft as flying around from A to B, this is going to be a more complete product. So things like VNAV, FMC based navigation, which all the flying is pretty much these days based off, it's better with the PMDG. That's sort of, if that makes sense. So actual flying the aeroplane, this is superior to the flight factor, but probably the in-depth of or interaction with various systems and all the third parties is probably what is better with the flight factor. But yeah, this is certainly from a pilot's perspective, the nice one to do there. Sepslater said, I'm using the Sim Update 2 beta and it's better, much better, but it's the VRAM usage. Ah, interesting. Well, hopefully when Sim Update 2 comes out, we'll get some further improvements as well. Aliplay says, with a recent sale of Jeppesen to a private equity firm, do you think they will be incorporated with Navigraph? Absolutely no idea. I mean, I don't know how Navigraph gets access to these charts. I mean, I have compared them to my real-world operators. I mean, obviously I don't have O'Hare charts, but all the European charts, they are identical. Identical. The only thing that's different is it says Navigraph charts are intended for flight simulation, not for navigational use. But the rest is the same. So you could use them in real life, but obviously don't.
Chicago again, France 136
I think the actual CEO of PMDG might be here in chat. Hello, Robert. Says, why can't I get more coffee delivered to the crew rest? I keep mashing the button and nobody answers. What kind of airline are you running here? Welcome, Robert. Thank you very much for your email the other day. Nice to
go ahead for 137.
for a line and telling me all about what was involved with the 777 development. Very nice to fly your aircraft here. Price release. Having a good time. If you have any questions for Mr. Randazzo, please feel free to ask in chat. Hopefully you'll be able to answer them as well. Otherwise, the PMDG forum is probably your best place to go. And I have to say, as you were mentioning, the improvement over the OC3 is much better for installation and management of your add-ons. Cat says, nav blue or Jep? Now you've tried both. Oh, I think now, because we have switched to Jeppesen at my operator, and we have the Jeppesen app. The Jeppesen app is far superior to what we were using with NavBlue at my operator. The Jeppesen charts are busy. There's a lot more information on them, and it sometimes can be a bit hard to find what you're looking for, whereas I prefer the layout of the NavBlue charts, but the actual Navigraph app we use at my operator is amazing. So much smoother.
American 772, got the Kansas City Center 125.72.
12572, American 772. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Air France 136 Charlie, contact Chicago approach 125.
I meant Sligo, you see it in America.
128.22.
Radar, good day, American 772. Flight level 340, inbound St. Louis VR.
American 772, KC Center, hello.
Hello. Perfect. Didn't Jeppesen... Yeah, someone was saying, well, I have no idea. Jeppesen got sold off to another company. No idea.
That was 9260, cross Agvoy.
Alex says, does your airline create, alter their own charts? I know Air France used to. Yes, so we use Jeppesen, but we do have some custom-made charts. So one thing my operator has started developing is utilising the RMP capability of the aircraft. So circle to land approaches are seldom flown, but we do have some destinations in Europe which are or have circle to land approaches. And what my operator does, it has company coded charts from Jeppesen. It's a Jeppesen chart. I guess they liaise with Jeppesen, and you won't have access to this, but it's basically a circle to land approach where you fly down the instrument approach, you then brake right or left, downwind, and then turn final, and it's all in LNAV and VNAV. And basically, you level off at the circling minima, you fly the circling approach, and then it'll automatically descend on base, and you can go down right down to minimum usage height, which is 158 feet in the NG. So it just lowers workload considerably. So yes, we do have charts for those, but unfortunately, they're not. I can't really use them here because not only is it company approved charts, the waypoints which are programmed in our FMC to fly it aren't available in some
Canadian
desktop
Express
simulators
001,
or in any other
Center,
airline. It was only about operators' FMCs.
132.55.
3255 for Canadian Express 001, thanks.
Air France 68, KC Center.
So, who am I talking to now? I mean, again, my US knowledge of airspace is poor. Flying into Missouri. Have we ever flown into St. Louis on a stream? I don't think we have. Do a bit of a cabin tour later. The performance now en route is superb. Really, really nice.
Air France 68, KC Center, fourth call.
Uh-oh. Sacre bleu! The Air France has gone
Air France
AOG.
58, clear exit Zuni, Vortex, Zulu, Uniform November.
Hope it says COF Global Flight Operations. What's that? I haven't even heard of GFO. Hello, Speedbird 85 Heavy, just missed your question earlier. Fun fact,
KC
Kappa.
Center, good afternoon. United 1689, 50360.
Headed 1689, KC Center, hello.
It said,
Air France
Mileman
68,
used to fly the
clear
triple for
exit
B8,
Zulu,
said
Uniform
on the Rolls-Royce 200, I guess this aircraft, you could very occasionally hear the fan blades scrape against the inside of the cowling at high thrust. Oh, really? Now, on the NG and the Max, with the
Sorry, I had someone in my ear
CFM,
say
the
that.
Leaps, there's an abradable lining. I don't know with the much larger
Air
aircraft
France 68,
engines on
clear
the
direct
triple, but
Zuni,
that doesn't sound right.
Zulu, Uniform November.
Crikey, could well have been. Casey, I need to put a pinned comment after this stream about flight factor.
Delta 2901,
Pros and cons to
Kansas
both.
City
Pros and
Center,
cons to
welcome.
both. But I will put a pinned comment in, I think, after the stream. Kenny, greetings. Great to catch you live. Also, congrats. I heard your DFO
Number
hired a
19
new chief
Delta,
pilot for your
Delta,
operation. I hope both
Delta,
DFO
Delta,
chief
Foxtrot,
pilot
Kilo.
too. Well, yes.
Foxtrot,
Beautiful
Kilo.
baby daughter in my
Thank
life,
you.
my first child, 3 weeks old, coming up, and life changing.
2216, wind
But for the best.
060,
Better.
at
It's
9
amazing.
16,
It's amazing.
Hafner, only 12 right.
I went back to work last week and really missed it. Amazing. Zypher, is there significant differences between this and the 2020 version? No, I think they're just one's compatible with 2020 and the other 2024. The weather off to the left, well, I say weather, it's a bit of what looks like some sort of cumulus clouds. The clouds in this sim are the best though. Very nice. I'm just glad that they fixed that sort of texture blurriness. God, America, you've just dead straight roads, don't they? Everything's square. So different to flying in Europe. Everything's grid. What's this here? What's this? Push to alternate zone. I don't know what that is. Little storage here. Got oxygen for the jump seater. All the old books don't have anything like that in the flight deck anymore. The only thing we have left that's chunky is our tech log. That's an interesting flight bag. I'm jealous of this cockpit. It's not fair. Speedbird Heavy, you ever wish to move to long haul, Captain? No. As much as I'd love to tick the I've flown a wide body jet box, I have no intention of changing my lifestyle that way around as well. Matthew says because the land was essentially auctioned off in square chunks. Really? Did not know that.
Southwest 2216.
Robert says, congratulations, my little gay changed my life entirely. She is now a freshman at university in the UK. Oh god, that must be making you worry. I never went to uni, but all my friends did, and I remember freshers the first year. It's good fun. Best experience of my life seeing a grad. Welcome to fatherhood. Thank you. Yeah, it's amazing. It's completely changed everything. I hope they don't want to become a pilot.
Southwest 2216, actually let's do this for traffic.
Have to see.
Then the altitude, maintain flight level 320.
Okay, maintain 320.
List a minute, I heard the 777 flight deck is still comparatively small. Really? Well, I mean the engine, the 737 series, yeah. I mean I bang my head. Walking in, you're gonna duck.
9250, the wind 100 at 7.
I think once you're in your seat, it's sort of much for muchness, sort of the same, but certainly for the observers, huge space. Scotty 2, yes, I am aware. I am aware. Actually, let's go have a look around the cabin. Actually, we'll do it when we get to St. Louis. We'll do a fuel check. Bear in mind, we don't have a Rolls-Royce engine profile for the 777-200. Oh, look, the curtain's closed in flight. So there's the forward galley. Everyone will be making the coffees. Through the curtain. So you've got, obviously, this is American, so we've got the American business class here. I've got the sounds turned down a little bit. Yeah, the textures of the cabin have certainly improved with the PMDG products. And there's the second galley. More business class seats. So Simbrief said that this had 320 seats. I mean, I guess it's not exactly 320. What's seated out? 242. Over the wing now. I think there we are there. Yeah, so that was 242. So that would have been premium economy, wouldn't it? 343. Hear the sound change as we get behind the wing.
Southwest 2216, clear direct Fort Smith, Foxtrot, Sierra
Is that
Mike.
American Airlines sort of
Fort Smith, Southwest 2216.
intro screen? Very nice. Obviously, I've never flown the triple, and it's. I mean, the 777's an old aircraft now. The 200, that is. It's an old aeroplane, built and developed in the 90s. But obviously, compared to the 737 series, this is just a completely modern and easy to operate aircraft. You can really hear the sound changing now. Very nice cabin. And then here's the rear galley. That's huge. Well, I've got a lot of mouths to feed here. There we are. Oh, there's 2 jump seats there. Interesting. There's a little window at the rear door. Very nice. But which American Airline's the best? United or American Airlines? What's the big 3? Delta, American, and United. Which one's the best?
American 772, clear direct Fort Smith, Foxtrot, Sierra Mike.
Right, Foxtrot Sierra Mike, American 772. Thanks for giving me the ICAO code. Right, I wonder if I can create a beam waypoint. So if I select this, a beam points, execute. Cool. So same as the NG. So yeah, I've selected direct to Foxtrot Sierra Mike, but the previous waypoint Sierra Tango Lima I've created as a beam waypoint, so you can still do your fuel and time check accurately. And there is St. Louis on the nose. Uh oh. American, Pan Am, United is last. United seems to lose door sometimes. Spirit. Isn't Spirit sort of like the low-cost carrier, sort of like the Ryanair of the US, or the EasyJet of the US, Delta. But they're both massive airlines. All the American airlines are huge. They've got like over 900 aircraft. Mark Freeman, Delta, unless you're paying. Oh, yeah, I saw that. Cavoc Simulations, hi Cap, how is it, and how does it compare to the Flight Factor 777? Anymore. Is that the 57th time I've been asked? It's
direct Charlie.
The best
India,
777-200ER you're going to get in Microsoft Flight Simulator is this one. The best 777 you're going to get in X-Plane is the Flight Factor 777. There's things of the Flight Factor I prefer, like, and there's other elements as well. So, for example, the Flight Factor, the VNAV still is, well, it's not finished. It's a bit quirky. Things like the descent winds don't have any inputs, and updating waypoints, it sort of overshoots. But the sound, I do prefer the sounds of the Flight Factor, and they're really nice. And if you really want to go in depth with all the walk-around system modelling, really, really nice as well. This, as a pilot's plane, go from A to B, it's better. And that's a lot for me saying that in Microsoft Flight Simulator. But yeah, remember, operating an aircraft like this, I hate to say it, it's more systems management 95% of the time. You know, you're manipulating the automation, autopilot to fly as efficiently as possible, with a little bit of handling at the end here as well. And this, I like that Boeing stuck with the yoke philosophy when they built the 777, because obviously with fly-by-wire they could have developed side stick or an alternate flight control system, but they stayed true with the yoke. I mean, it's fly-by-wire, it's not like a proper... That's why I love the NG and Max guys. It's stick a rudder plate. Stick a rudder plate. Simon Pitt, what aircraft does Hawaiian fly? Absolutely no idea. Who needs a tray table anyway? Brilliant. Matthew, just wait until you read about the TAC, Thrust Asymmetry Computer. What on earth does that do? Lima Echo, Lima 3, new game, have to take a shot for every comparison question. Alright then, every time someone asks me about a comparison question, I'll play something on my soundboard. How about that? I'm making good progress on it, guys. A third of the way. Almost a beam the St. Louis VOR. There is St. Louis down there. Very nice. Torrent 4x4, hope you're doing well, buddy. 23 months as a member, I can't believe it. Thank you very much. Such an active individual amongst the streams and Discord, so thank you very much. Actually, no, I haven't seen you around in Discord too much, but you still come in a lot of streams. Thank you very much for your support for that entire period of time. The Abacus 7.8, what nerve. Airbus or Boeing, which is best? Well, silly question. Camo simulations and the handling feels like handling a heavy and not a light aircraft on skates. I took off on this stream and my test sector and hand flew the approach. I've not flown the triple, so I can't give a direct comparison, but it flies like a big 7.3. Certainly, like in a similar fashion to the Flying Factor. I've not had the opportunity to really experiment with the Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, the handling and dynamics, but there are things which do feel different in this sim compared to 2020, and it's towards the better. It feels a little bit more like aircraft and X-plane, but still work to be done. Robert, 17 months, Embraer or Airbus? Oh, not sure. I think Airbus. I know. Controversial. But I've only flown that little Embraer on a stream once, and I did enjoy flying it.
Departures for agency, Fox 2137.
7 has 10 apples, Jack has 5. Who has the most apples? Does this count as a comparison, or is it different?
Just 9260, you're back track.
What's the Abacus 7A?
Good afternoon, Delta 913, flight level 340.
Right, let's have a look at this flight plan this
Delta
week.
913, KC Center, hello.
Cross past St. Louis. Uh-oh. Oh gosh, I don't want to be doing that. En route, I'll break it. So again, the fuel check is not really a huge benefit for doing this. Obviously it's two different engine types. Where have we just passed? 36 minutes. There we are, 36 minutes, we're on time. Should have burnt 6.5 tons of fuel. Where's fuel used? Oops. No, that's fuel at the side. How do you see fuel used in the triple? Is there like a little switch to flick down? Don't know. Anyway, we should have 14.5 on board. This says 14,260. Yeah, you know what? The fuel burn isn't significantly different between the Rolls-Royce and the General Electric. We've got an extra 300 kilos on top. Oh, prog the next page, I remember. 6.3 used. What does that say? There you go, 6.5. Makes sense. Perfect. To be fair, if there was a significant difference in the fuel burn, everyone would choose one engine manufactured over the other, so they must be really similar. Oh, Sashi, you're quite right. Yeah, it was a 777-200 that had the crash landing at Heathrow due to fuel starvation after ice build-up and the fuel oil exchange. Fancy recreating that one. Oh, crikey! Yeah, I remember that. I was in school. Sixth floor, I think. And yeah, I was playing squash and someone told me about it. Yeah, they were really, really lucky. Mate, for you, Max for first time today, very nice, very slippery and quiet.
92,
Is that in real life or on in
do
the
you want
sim?
runway 13 or runway 2?
In real life, very slippy and very quiet.
Just 9260, Roger. Runway 13, text to be Alpha, Charlie.
Alpha Charlie 13,
Still completely. There was a little bit more terrain ahead, but it's still predominantly flat. I was originally going to stream into Seattle for this, because MK Studios have very kindly sent me over their Seattle scenery, but I didn't get it in time for this stream. I got it about early hours this morning, and I'd already set it all up for the Chicago, where are we going? Dallas route. So we'll look at Seattle soon as well. Speedbird 85 Heavy says, think fuel burn is the reason that BA swapped to the Rolls-Royce along with a few other things, as they were the launch customer of the GE90. Oh, it actually went there. I know, Robert, I'm not that old.
In City Center, United
I'm
561, flight level
slightly
380.
or around age 40.
1056, Center, welcome.
Hey Matt, in real life caught me out a bit on descent, ended up behind fast. Welcome to the Max. Especially if it's short field performance. When I first flew the Max a couple of years ago, I was out of base flying in, and we got a massive shortcut, and I was trying to descend sort of downwind and slow down from 250 to upspeed, and when you reduce from 250 upspeed, you cannot descend, not without any sort of drag, and the speed brake again, it's not super effective on the Max. It's all right, but sort of when you start going below 220 knots, it just sort of makes the airplane shake a bit. You might get an extra few hundred feet per minute. Aaron, I couldn't have put it any better during your early to late 30s. Brilliant. Matthew said biggest difference in the engine type is going to be cruise out. The RR Pratt & Whitney birds are thrust limited, whereas the G were often wing limited. Could cause some issues with sim brief planning. Interesting. Yeah, because I think the only option in sim brief right now is the General Electric 777 for the 777-200. Boy, I'm going to have to follow you unfollow you on Instagram. The pictures of the newborn and dog made me way too jealous. Yeah, so flap 10, Sasha, on the Max. It depends if you've got the short field performance package on the NG or Max. Now, on the non-short field performance, flap 10 will extend the leading edge devices from the partially extended to the full extended position. On the Max, that doesn't happen with flap 10. In fact, you only get the full extended with leading edges with flap 30 or 40. So flap 10, you get a slight increase in drag, but nowhere near as much as you get with the non-short field performance package option NG and Max. But if you need it, you go flap 10. Robert Randazzo, of course, the PMDG CEO, with some profiles of the 200ER that we have sent to Navigraph for inclusion in SimBrief. We hope they'll be live in time. Amazing. That's fantastic news. Because, yeah, we're very limited. Well, to be fair, it's pretty much bang on with the... I've got the trends here, and they're pretty much spot on.
And can you repeat the altimeter for United 561?
United 561, Kansas City, altimeter 30.
Stop percent, 300 miles to go, 39. So 39 minutes to go as well. Speedway Heavy flew 10 right, Dublin today, and the Max came into final 15 miles out, hit the all up button, nothing happened. Same with approach frequency, track set, both ideas. That could well be your sim Speedbird 85 Heavy. Both Microsoft Flight Sim and X-Plane, the localizer and glide slope only seem to come alive very late. Sort of, sometimes I don't get any signal to within 15 miles. So it's probably that. In reality, you don't want to be sort of using a localizer outside of 17 miles of glide slope, outside of sort of 10-12 miles. But in reality, you'd see the localizer and glide slope well outside of that. But it's probably a limitation in the sim. So I've done loads of flights on that sim where the guys have said, yeah, inset the localizer, they put me on sort of 15 miles, and I've got no light localizer. But obviously on the, I guess you could do it the same with the triple. On the NG and Max, you can manipulate the FMC, as you can in Airbus, no doubt, as well, and extend the centre line, and then use LNAV to intercept the extended centre line. Matt UK says in Concorde they could use reverse thrust whilst in flight. That would have been useful for you, Flight. Well, thank you very much, Matt UK. When I'm next at work at a little high, I'll just pop the reversers out for a short while, and I'll write in my safety report. Oh, I got this suggestion from Matt UK to use a little bit of reversers. Shouldn't extend, but I wouldn't dare try.
Super Niner Charlie Whiskey, KC Center, welcome.
Andy M says TAC PFC's automatic control the rudder trim make allowance with asymmetrical thrust from the engines. Is that a feature on the triple? Very nice. Oh, Simba, most generous, sir. Thank you so much. Once again, 5 gifted members, and we've got Robert Hadfield, Rund Flingen, used to be a member, I believe. Connor, Ace Airstream, and Jamie Herrar. Thank you very much indeed, Simba, who's just gifted 5 members. Welcome aboard, guys.
Approaching minimums.
Seabird Niner Charlie Whiskey, clear.
So this is one of the reasons the Max 10's being so delayed. Because there was talk about it getting ICAS, but it won't be having it, I don't think.
Minimums. Approaching minimums.
It's really cool. The 777, I love the systems. It's just very logical. A lot of thought into the design of this aircraft. So you've got bleed air, you can tap it off with the wing anti-ice. And then, how many packs has the 777 got? It looks like it's working in a similar way then, so you've got conditioned, bleed air conditioned by the packs, and then you control the zones with trim air. Oh my goodness me, going off again. Itch and Scratcher, thank you very much. You've just gifted 5 members as well. Welcome on board, Mickey Sco, Joe J0, ATC Swede, Phineas 84, and Elik Hockland. Again, all gifted members on behalf of Itchy and Scratcher. Thanks very much, both you and Sid Bears. Most generous, thank you. Oh, Andy says TAC thrust symmetry compensation on the overhead panel. That nice. Ah! So we definitely don't have that on the rudder and max thrust asymmetry compensation. No, the only thing we've got is our left or right foot or rudder trim at the NGO Max. Cheers, guys, and
Delta 2901.
should get the instructions on how to join the members only Discord. Good point as well, Ed. I hope you're having a lovely evening as well, my friend. So welcome new members. Yes, we've got our 64th members only group flight. That's right, 64. Tomorrow evening, all members are able to participate and have a chance of winning some cool prizes. So feel free to jump in. Welcome back, Random Slinging as well. Mamat says front sim, and yet there is the Tupolev aircraft in sim. Would you open the buckets on anything? Well, yes, on the Tupolev. They did pop the reversers in the flare, didn't they? And I've seen them do that in real life as well. Listen, back in my day, we used to fly planes hands and feet. Oh, right, Grandpa, calm down. Luca, what's the difference between US and European ATC? Well, bearing the fact that VATSIM US ATC must be very close to the real thing. The one thing I find very different is the descent management. So sort of they clear you via the star, and then you just descend at your own discretion. That would never happen in Europe. Well, I've never experienced that in Europe. You're stepped down on the star with a clearance which you must not go below. And it's then your job to still manage the restrictions if you need to, but ATC will, you know, if they leave you purposely high and you can't make the restriction, that's fine. So I still find that, and I'll find it again today when we get descent in, well, I presume we have ATC into Dallas. You know, we'll be cleared via the server 4, and then you guys will just say, yeah, just lower the MSP altitude to the lowest on the star, and I'll be like, oh, that feels really alien to me. Also, in the US, they always seem to clear you on a visual approach all the time, even though if you want to fly an ILS. I wouldn't do that in Europe. They clear you to land when there's actually 6 aircraft ahead of you. I remember when I was doing my CPL in Arizona, I was like downwind number 5, clear to land, or clear to touch and go. I was like, and you have to work out the sequence where you are. Giggy, how was going back to flying? It was amazing, really enjoyed it. I got to the point in my career 2 years ago before I went back in the sim where the flying, and obviously I know a lot of you aspire to be pilots and stuff, but it got to the point where I was looking for something different in my career. I don't know how many hours on the 7,500, 8,000, and since going back in the sims, Tier I, now Tier E, I enjoy the flying so much more. So first day back I was in the right hand seat training a new captain who joined the operator, flew the A350 CRJ before. He loves the 737. I'm not just saying that, it's genuinely the truth. Second day was line training with my annual line check. So as an line training captain I have to be checked by a senior trainer for the first 2 sectors, and then the last 2 sectors I did a line check for a new cadet. I passed them, and then I flew with them the next couple of days, having passed their line checks. It was actually 2 normal flying days out. But yeah, it was really good fun. Really enjoyed it. No delays. Weather was great over Europe. Settled weather, and a break from training, which was great. Back in the sim this week. I haven't got any flights. I'm just looking across my roster now. My next flight's not until sort of the middle end of May. So I'm all
2216, contact
sim now. I've got checks, I've got training, all sorts. Doing some OPCs and LPCs next week. What's the point of VNAV and stars if you aren't going to use them? Well, VNAV, a lot of people presume that we just fly around everywhere now and have a VNAV. I use the analogy of the MCP as a toolbox. So VNAV is great as long as you're on your desired flight path, and it will try its best to comply with restrictions. But not all stars are built to design for an efficient descent. Some stars actually purposely leave you high, so you pass them and then you get a message to your FMC, you're unable next altitude or drag required. It's just the way they're designed. A lot of stars in the UK, if I bring up here, they sort of don't they don't really flow logically. So if I bring up Birmingham, Birmingham's a classic. It's not really, you've got to modify the FMC, otherwise you won't get in. So usually cleared in for the north. Sort of Hemel and Bravo. Look at this star. So you know, Hemel, Welling, Pufax, Honolly at 90 to hold. Well, if you're expecting runway 33 straight in, that isn't going to work. You know, if you use LNAV VNAV, it's just going to put you out here. What usually happens is you just get vectored intercept. So VNAV, you might need to think outside the box, put an altitude at Pufax to ensure you're lower. You have to significantly modify. We're very fortunate that our airfield briefings sort of tell you what to expect. But yeah, VNAV is only as useful as what you're expecting to fly. If you're expecting to fly your routing that's in the FMC, use VNAV. Simpe, you don't enjoy flying into Birmingham. Is that because of that arrival? That's good. Matthew says, oh boy, you're on the Seaver. Pull up the chart and start reading the waypoints, starting at please and end at fem. Great little world, real world Easter egg. What? Starting where? Real world Easter egg. Please. Please. Chimley, switch them, server, Burgeness, yapped. Sound like one of the Sims. What? Fine if there's 80 some, but otherwise a pain. Yeah, I mean you just have to modify the arrival. Oh, just because it's Birmingham. Yeah, Josh Irwin, I've toyed with the idea of getting my SCP rating. But I think when I'm older, I'd love to have a boy, or I don't know, if my daughter would like to be a pilot, and they wanted to get a PPL, then yeah, then I'd probably get my SCP rating. But like to see the back end we're playing these days. Oh, that was a weird Microsoft Flight Sim ism. There we are anyway. Don't do many external views, but there we go. Sasha French Naples anticipated shortcut and low altitude was placed on a vector direct to final approach fix. Localizer glide came in many miles out of 3,000 feet above the FAF. It was an interesting one. Ah, yes. Can happen late in the sim though. Yeah, absolutely, Lima Echo, Lima 3. The US stars are great because they sort of make sense, put you exactly where you need to be. And there are some in Europe like this. Speedbird, can you do a tutorial on Birmingham someday? Well, I could look at a stream going in there soon. Homerville never got the Birmingham 1-2 transitions either. Nah, you only would fly those transitions if it was busy and they needed to put you in a hold. Matthew Press says, please Chumley just switch them. Chumley was a controller at regional approach. He would always forget to switch airplanes, so when they made this star, they made them fix an order of him. That went right over my head, Matthew.
Minimums. Approaching minimums.
Jump into the cockpit. We've got a Zenta, X3 Enter, not sure. Thank you, welcome. As a member, glad you joined the content. You get invited to our members only Discord. Hope you enjoy using the customer engine chat. Thank you very much. Yeah, my style agreed. Sid Stars US are usually pretty well done. If they're built silly, pilots complain. And agency complains with so many likes, and they should get even better.
Air France 68, KC sending you back.
That's true, SB 2008. But they are well named. Another thing as well, I'll show you guys. Is the new PMDG Operations Centre. In fact, it might be live already. Oh, I can't. Actually, you know what? I won't open it whilst I'm flying. But it is a significant improvement. Oh, Kiki Ready, what do you think about the SIDS in Italy? Yes, I flew into undisclosed Italian airports last week. Milan. It's one of the Milan airports and one of the Rome airports whilst training. And I had to tell the FO, right, when you get your clearance, just listen really carefully. So in Italy, guys, they love to have a SID with a transition. And it's never what you have on the flight plan. So they'll clear you on a Giggly 7 Alpha on Osciera 5 Romeo transition. And it's like, oh, and then you need 2 SID charts. And is there anyone in Italy, why is it in Italian airports? You have to contact a frequency prior to pushback to get released. So no word of a lie.
City Center 134.3.
Let's imagine let me just bring up Navigraph here. There's no word of a lie, guys. I don't know why this is the case, but let's have a look at Milan. Let's imagine I'm in Milan. Maybe I was at another Milan airport this week, but anyway, let's imagine I'm on stand Bravo 23. I've got my clearance on one frequency, let's say the clearance delivery frequency. You then call for push and start, and they say, oh no, before you call push and start, you need to get released. They give you a frequency, you contact that frequency, going, oh yeah, Alpaca 01, request release, and they go, yeah, you're released, contact ground. It's like, they just release you. And it's like, okay, they've got someone in a room to release you. Why can't it be like anywhere else, and someone else just releases you? Anyway, never understood that one, but again, there might be a reason. There might be a reason.
134.3, 9561.
Scotty, the fact that there's still no flyby or tower view in 2024 just shows that Sober aren't really listening or on the same perspective level to the average simmer. Yes, the default camera system it's okay, but I have it set up like X-Plane. You know, the drone camera I do like, so you know I can manipulate that and walk around, and I know I can do a sort of flyby. If I press B, is it? Or was it A? Sort of a half works, but you know, having to use an Xbox controller and then reset the view. This is good for exploring around the aircraft and looking around. Actually, oh, there I am. Yes, it's my career mode guy. I didn't realise with my back, with my baseball cap on backwards. I love it. How's Jim looking today? Oh, I'm on my own. Oh my god, it's been ages since I've done the career mode stream.
770 contact Memphis Center on 132.55.
132.55, American 772. Bye bye.
See ya.
Brilliant.
Minimums.
It's been a while. Yeah, we better look at the next career mode episode. Gary, thank you, 12 months, buddy. Have you tried Chase Plane in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 yet? It's a really good camera system replacement. Yes, and so I was looking at in Discord, someone else using it. It does look good. I might look into it. Sonia, guys, I remember. Memphis set to good afternoon, American 772, flight level 340, Foxtrot Sierra Mike.
American 772 Heavy, Memphis Center, good afternoon. Cleared direct RNAT, Romeo, November Echo Tango.
Direct to RNAT, thank you, American 772. That's the star, RNAT. LNAV available, LNAV. Yeah, one thing that PMDG have really ironed out since the release of the PMDG 737 in Microsoft Flight Sim is the FMC, LNAV, and how the magenta line is depicted on the ND. It's really nice now. So sort of the autopilot as well is very smooth, following turns really nicely. That's something I've really noticed improved.
1371 cleared direct view.
Yes, Sonia in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 career mode.
Correction, UPS 31.
The bane of my life.
Cleared direct view.
Margaret, or Margaret 2 Canard says, how fly this beauty so far? Really enjoying it. I mean, we're just sat here in the cruise, nicely chilling out. Sort of, you know, it's such a low workload aircraft in the cruise. Modern commercial jet airliners, you sort of just sit back, monitor the automation, check all the systems, fuel burn every hour. Very nice. Ace Airstream says, I've just got a chase plane. At first glance, very good, although all views on all planes and variants needs setting up from scratch. Ooh. But add some explain features. Now, that puts me off getting chase plane, having to set up cameras at every single aircraft, because obviously I fly loads of different ones. But I do know you can sort of save save views like an X-plane, so I have all mine on the numpad. You know, one is my captain's seat, 2 MCP, 3 FMS. Just easy. Great performance here. Thomas says, how long have you been at your operator? Started my type rating in 2011, 14 years.
American 901 Charlie, Memphis Center.
American 901 Charlie, Memphis, hello.
Memphis says, then again, the absolute worst place for clearance is Cabo. Where's that? Mexico. Have a clearance frequency that they inexplicably close during peak hours. Great. Everyone was this thing previously only of 300 or something and trying to figure out what is new. I mean, it is the 200 variant. It is a shorter, it's the original 777 essentially designed over the 300ER.
American 91 Charlie, squawk 5622.
5622, American 91.
Crazy suckers. Does this airplane have a red lever? I don't think so. Zenta, any of the mods know if there's some delay between joining as a member and being able to join the Discord? It says missing access when I click the join button. Yes, it can take a few hours. Just bear with it. I will do a manual sync after the stream, but it's not an instant process. It fully syncs up. Sometimes it's quicker. Look forward to catching up with your Discord. So 12 tons of fuel on board. And again, Waco Regional is our alternate. I don't know how suitable that is an alternate is for the triple. Probably not very suitable at all. How long is that main runway? 2,000 metres? I mean, I guess you get a 777 in there, but not the longest runway. Margaret, how are the sounds so far? Is it comparable to the ones from Flight Factor? Sounds are good. I do prefer the sounds of the Flight Factor. I mean, these are the Rolls-Royce engines, the Trents, not the General Electrics, but you get that lovely, lovely sound in the Flight Factor. This is pretty good. Sasha, if the career thing in 2024 doesn't work out, you always go back to selling chickens. That is true.
Southwest 4004, Miss Center, climb maintain.
Ace Airstream, to be fair, setting up shortcuts to use is quite quick, and you can share download views from a community section. No longer you're limited to 10 custom views. Interesting. If Microsoft Flight Simulator adds the tower view back, these, I mean, they had all this, didn't they, in FSX? They had tower view, they had flyby view. Was that for me, that controller? Oh, Waco, not Wacko. Sorry, guys. Waco. Sorry, guys. I don't fly in the US ever. Actually, I completely forgot. Doesn't this aircraft have CPDLC? What's my frequency? 13255. Trying to find. Oh no, are US controllers using CPDLC? Can't find this active frequency on the list. There it is. Memphis Centre. No, I don't think so. No, Memphis Centre's not using CPDLC. Oh, they are. It does have it. I know it does. So I'm using my. We find it under here. How do you use it in the triple? I can see all the buttons here for accepting access.
South 926230.
The automatic tuning frequencies. Oh look, I forgot to load the wind data from the flight. Slightly different. Well, the FMS is almost identical. Code is CUSA. Now, how do I log on to CPDLC? This. Is it via the here? Ooh. Com.
Scout is 4004, climb and maintain flight level 310.
Try the com page on the display select panel. Oh, I did that. Didn't I? Ah. So how do I log in?
Southwest 4004, climb and maintain flight level 310.
What was the code? CUSA. How do I type it in? That's the next question. I know that's probably not.
Southwest 4824, climb and maintain
send.
flight level 390.
So obviously this is different to how I'm used to it in the 7-3. Am I logged in? I'm established. There we are. ATC com established. Amazing. How do I see the message? How do I clear?
United 2135, contact Kansas City Center 125.72.
25.72 for United 2135. Thanks, y'all, for the
How do I? I'm logged in. But on ours, we have to acknowledge the message. Is it new messages? There we are. Cancel. There we are. Perfect. I'm logged on. You press the cancel button on the MCP. Thank you. So yeah, on our NGs and Maxes, all of our CPDLC is manipulated through the FMC. We don't have. I don't know if there's a Boeing option on the NG and Max. But all our CPDLC is controlled by the FMS. Oh, I logged on. Very cool. So yeah, I mean, from the box, 777 from PMDG, you've got full CPDLC integration via Hoppy. Yeah, listen, if you want to fly 777 ops, yeah, I think this is the most polished triple as we were discussing this in the flight factor. There's so much more going on with the flight factor with regards to modelling, but from flying from A to B, it's a lot more involved. Yeah, very old school in the of the 7-3 for sure.
Got you over to the next sector. Contact Indianapolis Center now 128.22.
Common sense on the horizon though. I wonder how many flights there are a day between Chicago and Dallas. I doubt it's a 777 taking this route though. Yeah, much better, isn't it? Look at the scenery now in 2024 loading in. Much better, no blurry textures. Fantastic. Oh, Margaret. Yes, I know what you mean. Yes, there's all that big black box. I think there is an option to have that though. You can have more information in those black boxes from Boeing, I think. One American Airlines hub to another, so must be many. You guys should be proud of the research I did this stream. I found a US airline, because I wanted to fly in the US. I chose American, then I found out where their hubs were, and I chose a route between the two. Because I once remember doing a stream, I think I flew Southwest or something like that, and it was an airport they didn't fly into, and it upset many people. They were like, what are you doing flying from there to there? And I just, United, not Delta. And I was like, oh gosh, sorry. So, gotta keep everyone happy.
American 901 Charlie, radar contact.
No way, there were 19 flights between the two yesterday. Crazy. Yeah. Flight are you liking Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 now? What did I ever disliked it? I was a bit disappointed on release with how... what word should I use here to describe how I felt it was on release? Unfinished. This is fine. Using it today. Again, it's this. You'll see it on final. I hope we won't see it on final, but on takeoff, this weird yawing, I'm guessing, on every aircraft. The aircraft just yaws from side to side. Catastrophic. But now they fixed this texture issue, which is my biggest gripe, to be fair. I'm looking forward to getting my model matching sorted and doing more flights in 2024. So pretty much that's all that's left for me to sort of make that, not a full switch. I've got so many aircraft I want to fly in 2024 as well, because I've got the full aviator package. Gig Rady, the other day you deadheaded on MT-73, I was impressed by the climate performance. Yes, I ferried Edgy once, just cabin crew. We didn't passengers. We had to get bussed over, but the buses got stuck, so we had to fly back empty. And we got to 41,000 feet from takeoff in 10 minutes. It was like a VNAV full climb, and below 10,000 feet. I was like, we're doing 8,000 feet per minute. Slow down. Level bust. TA galore. So we actually went to VS to really close the rate of climb off. It's got so much performance. Now back as you're on contact Houston Space Center. Super. It's loads modelled with this. It is really good. Let's hope my computer again doesn't run out of graphics card, runs out of VRAM. That's when you approach it to Dallas. It was alright on my test sector. Yeah, Matthew, it's a crime against piloting to use D-rate when flying a ferry flies. So we have an SOP, Matthew, at my operator, where we have to do minimum 24k for takeoff for being de-iced, sort of a tail strike prevention policy. I did do a ferry fly once we got de-iced. I had to go 24k. Honestly, it was ridiculous. I mean, we can go obviously full 26, but we went 24k, and we have a maximum pitch attitude of 20 degrees. So I had to set 20, and the aircraft went 20 degrees nose up I set at about 200 feet. And when the aircraft went, I'm not joking, the acceleration was like this: 160 knots, 170 knots, 180 knots. And I was like, well, I'm going to have to either raise the nose above 20 degrees or start retracting the flaps early. So I was like, yeah, start retracting the flaps. So it's going to bust the speeds. So yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I may have given you something wrong. It's a late shift for me. Skywest 9260. Cross Gilmore out and maintain 8,000.
Mark Scott piloted a video on two Air France pilots who did exactly that on a ferry flight. What did they do though? What was he covering that? They triggered a TCAS rise on the plane 26,000 feet above them. They were climbing so fast. Yeah, it will do. I've had a TA in the climb because we're climbing very quickly, and they were descending. They weren't even on the ND and there was like 4,000 or 5,000 feet above us. It's just based off the closure rate. Makes a big difference. Talk about TCAS, got traffic ahead of us. I don't think Dallas is an event airport, is it? I think it was Chicago. Just melt my PC temporarily. There we are. So we left Chicago. Look how quiet it is. I mean, there's a lot of it's traffic there, but it's because the Cross the Pond Air event is quite well spread out. You know, even if we were to start the stream now, we would have gone away, no problem. Yeah, very quiet, Dallas. Anyway, where's top of descent? We are 77 miles away. Let's start doing a little bit of a setup. Not there's a huge amount to do, being an American star. So we'll keep the charts up there. So 240 below 10,000 is fine. Forecast. Let's load the winds. Perfect. They're already in. Now, American experts done as Fort Worth. Which one of the 46 runways can I expect today? I mean, I am going to be parking here. You guys said it was at Terminal D for the wide-body American Airlines. So shall I plan for 18 left?
Southwest 2216, you're leaving the airspace.
Or 18 right. 18 right.
Frequency change to advisories is approved before you run off.
No.
About 30 miles or so into the arrival, maybe 40. There is some.
I've got two 18 rights. I'm going to plan for 18 right.
Along your route as you begin your descent to the
oh yes,
area.
it's like I knew that already. 18 right it is. Perfect. I'm going to write that down because I do not want to land on the wrrong runway here, which is easily.
Yes, officer.
Courtesy Turbo 94 centre. That really tickled me. Right, let's 18 right. God. There it is. Okay, pinned. So, server 4. Let's check on the points. Or via RNet. RNAT. I'm then going to go to please, Chimley, just switch the first one restriction. So, at 290, between 300 and 240, checks in the FMC. Them, 290 and above 210 checks. Server, 270, 16 to 13, yeah. Burge, 250, 12 to 11, yeah. NUS, 240, 10 to 8, yeah. Yapped. 230 knots at 6,000. Perfect. And then it's vectors. So basically we'll stay on the heading and then just peeled onto the ILS. Brilliant star design. Superb. 777. Don't need to tune any ILS frequencies. Don't need to set any courses. The platform altitude set the final approach 6 netty at 2,400 feet minimums. Cat 1 807. So we'll set that as a barrow minimums. Yeah, I have to say, I've enjoyed the stability of Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. So when the Sim Update 2 comes out, are they going to be improving sort of the... you know, VRAM is my limit in the Sim, and it seems to be the same with a lot of people. Are there improvements to that, or am I just going to have to get a bigger graphics card? I'm sort of waiting another year to just get a whole new PC, basically. Anyway, minimums are set. What does the DME read on the threshold? Why? Every American airport, it doesn't read 0 at the threshold like in most airports in Europe. So 2.4 DME is the threshold. So 12.4 will be 10 miles out. Which is about in between Lakery and Johan. Okay, well at least we're aware. MSA, no issue. Highest range south, 3,600 feet. Have to go around. What's the go around flap setting in the triple again? Is it go around flap 20? We're going to climb to 1,100 feet, right turn 3,000, heading 250, and then we're going to go outbound fuzz VOR, which is Ranger, to Likes, or it's directed by ATC. Perfect. 18 right then, we're going to take one of the high speeds. We've got Echo 4, Echo 6, so we'll look at the performance. For Waco Regional, we're over with 8.2.
72 Heavy, you're leaving my airspace to the south. West. Forward center is currently offline this afternoon. Frequency change to advisories is approved. Before you go, you are following a Southwest jet. It's your 12 o'clock and about 25 or 30 miles. The speed and spacing is not a factor for you, sir. But there is areas of moderate to heavy precipitation along the Ravel. It's about 25 or 30 miles from your present position. I don't have a good read on it since it's in the next sector, but I do want you to be aware that frequency change is approved.
Thank you ever so much for the weather and traffic information. It's all copied, and we'll switch to the advisory frequency, American 772. You have a good day, sir. Goodbye.
Good day.
What's the advisory frequency? That was a great information. So we've got the southwest ahead of us, about 30 miles, speed's not a factor, a bit of weather and turbulence. Very nice sign off. So we don't use Unicom in America, we use CTAF, and that's basically the tower frequency, is it? Oh, still don't get these rules of that in America. Anyway, let's just do the performance.
Which American?
The whole of the US has ATC, apart from Dallas. I know it's not 22.8.
That's approved.
And I better log off CPDLC if I'm not using this guy. So, ATC, log on status. So all new to me, this system, compared to the 7.3. How do you log off? So I'm sure someone will know. Well, let's look at the performance. So I do like the improvements to the tablet. I'd like a little bit more refinement with regards to landing performance, with regards to maybe having here we're landing en route. So 18 right, import aircraft details and weather, calculate. So you sort of just get a distance. It'd be really nice if they could somehow, I think it'll be quite a lot of work though, on our Navigraph. We're very fortunate with the auto brake settings now, with our app. We can sort of see where the auto brake settings would put you, unfactored. So, you know, we can see here, this is auto brake 3. I think that's, yeah, that's unfactored, 2,000 meters. I mean, I can just go off that, second intent reverse, and that's going to take us halfway down the runway. So we did 4,000 meters. 18 right, yeah, I mean, we'll go with that, and then we can either go Echo 4 or Echo 5. Brake calling shouldn't be any issue. So flap 30. What's our landing weight going to be? 203.5. So below our max landing weights. Flap 30. Auto brake 3. Then we'll taxi on stand. Manual brakes, be a pilot. Problem is, Matthew, I've only got the rubbish Logitech SideTech Pro rudder pedals, which for rudder pedals they're great, but the braking feeling is horrific. So I've actually disabled the brakes since I've bought this. In fact, you know what? I'm just sat here. I don't know. I just don't. There's no feel for them. So excuse my feet. Here you go. So I've always. I didn't realise my trousers rolled up. So yeah, this is disabled in the sim. But you know what? I reckon I could probably work with that. Check out my feet. Who here has these rudder pedals? I mean, I've been using them for years, but I've always. You know what? I might have a little play with this. It's usable, but I think what happened in the past was. Oh no! Don't use the rudder. No, it's not good. Maybe I'll start using them. I'll have a play of it after the stream. Who hit me? They're rubbish. Yeah, me. I do. Okay, I have them. But do you guys use differential braking of them? Yeah. Okay, Matthew. I need to look at Thrustmaster TPR. Are they good? Is there a bit of resistance to the brake pedals? That's what I want. Anyway, I've got a ding dong here. Please, God. Oh, we do have some ATC. Perfect. 35175. FMC message. Reset MCP. Perfect. Fort Worth Centre, good day. American 772 Heavy, flight level 340 inbound to please. As in, please provide ATC. Yes, it helps if I tune the right frequency. Yeah.
That's waypoint.
Yes, I did.
American 119, recycle your transponder, squawk 2327.
2327 for American 119.
Fort Worth Centre, good day. American 772 Heavy, flight level 340 inbound Chimley.
Mission, believe it's X-ray.
Okay, that was like 6 people at once. Giant 7168.
So obviously it's reducing its speed here. I think it's some sort of energy compensation. Do I try and...
Okay, who was checking in?
American 772 Heavy, 340 Chimney.
American 772 Heavy, Fort Worth Center, hello. Descend via the Seaver 4 arrival, DFW altimeter 3002.
Send via the Seaver 4 arrival, altimeter is 3002, American 772. Alright, so this is the American thing now. I just set a lower altitude, correct? I don't like it. I don't like it. Descend via... Excuse as I follow my operator's SOPs. 300.
Descend via the booth 7, altimeter 3002. Expect dial
oh, it's
left
the
18 right.
tablet, isn't it?
18 right and 3002.
I know, set the bottom mic still. I know, that's what you do to a flight operator. We only set the next cleared level.
Southwest 2216.
There we go, top percent, ladies and gentlemen. So the autopilot flies really well. Very smooth with the transition into descent. Oh, fixed rings, you're right there, Radifa, yeah. Gotta get those in. Gotta follow my operator's SOPs, haven't I? Let's do a 10-mile ring for situation awareness. And 5 miles to get down. I found the triple is very slippy as well. Sort of, if you get established on the glide slope and you don't start configuring, it'll run away at this speed. You set the top of the next 6, not the bottom. See, at my operator we set the bottom, Matthew. At my operator we set the lowest because that's the terrain. So we wouldn't set 300. We would set my operator 240. The lowest. So it's amazing how it all... Oh yeah, so 240 I meant to set. Is that what you're trying to say, probably? Yes.
20 miles to the north of Beach Springs, VOR.
V1 simulations here, what's he said? Message retracted. What did he say?
Fort Worth Center, hello, radar contact, flight level 3...
Thomas, yeah, you gotta throw out the anchors, you slippery bird, the triple. Yes, I found that. V1, gotta go back in your hole. What did you say before? Scotty 2, do UK Airlines expect pilots to be clean shaven? I've clean shaved my beard off for the first time in 10 years. It was a shock. I'm recovering from emotional scarring. Oh, wow, Scotty, I can see your beard, I think, in your picture. I think we allow clean... no, trimmed beard is allowed. But I don't know, actually. I've never had one. Maybe I should grow one and find out. Mike Snell, what happens if you get busy in airplane levels, goodbye path? Yeah, but we're in European airspace, my friend, we have cleared levels, so we cleared descend 240. If you get busy, you should be always aware, situation awareness-wise, of your aircraft's altitude and where you are in relation to clearances anyway. As I should be right now.
American 617 to maintain
approaching just. There's no restriction, but switch. Now, interestingly, I noticed this, American pilots, this is at 290, and I did notice here 290. Should the PMDG now, if my aircraft said that in the NG, it would command 290 knots, but it says 250 here. Does that mean exactly 290 or 290 or less? No, because it would say 290 or below, wouldn't it? Scotty, you found out you got 2 chins relief that beard.
American 1709 descend via the Berry 3 arrival, altimeter 3002. Send to Berry 3 3002, American.
Black Dog Tip brings up a question I have with SID stars and no assigned altitudes. Do you set the final approach? Be very much governed by ATC. loving this.
American 107, do me a favor, recycle your transponder, squawk 4521.
Not on the charts open here, so I'm trying to flight black.
Squawk 4521, American 107.
Arrival. There we are. What are we doing again? It's a server. There we go. Just to monitor the progress easily for you guys. Oh yeah. Clarity's great. It means at 290. Interesting.
American 22,
Oh look, isn't the little yawn inputs there as well?
17 right via kilo.
The logic's a bit different to the 7.3, you see. So on ours, it would stay. I'll just update it to 290. Yeah, ours. If we open the speed window, so you see, it's gone VNAV speed and thrust. So I'm going to manually. Oh no, not hold. I'm going to manually put the aircraft on path. Oh, I love that little target VS bug. So yeah, we'll come out. We'll fly 290, which is the commanded speed on the arrival. Thrust being added. Good.
American 617 heavy, descend and maintain 3000.
Descend and maintain 3000. American 617 heavy.
Crick's Wind. I don't think we'll have a price yet from PMDG. Michael, what is the climb con button on the order for alarm? I think that's to set max continuous thrust or full climb thrust on departure. We don't have that on the NG either. Back to VNAV. So we've now got VNAV path idle. Great. What on earth? Did you hear that? Did you guys hear thunder in the sim? Oh. Interesting.
Southwest 223, call Albuquerque.
Mike said, I would argue if you set the bottom after being cleared for the bottom and you already checked the VNAV as we do, then by setting the bottom you've trapped any error you could make. I see your point, Mike. I mean, in Europe it just doesn't work like that.
0.97.
It's just because it's airspace is too congested. You have the restrictions.
American 617 heavy, right.
Anyway, look at that. I should be going down to 16,000 now.
Right 090, American 617 heavy.
So this is well, yeah, 13.
So
this is what we'll be doing. If we were told to descend via the procedure, my operating recipe is 1 bar before the next waypoint, set the next low altitude, next lowest altitude. So set 290. Should now command 270 at server. Oh, got a bit high on path. Alright, so now it's commanding VNAV speed, so it's pitching for a speed, not the path. So I'm going to bring a little bit of speed brake out. So we're back on path. And I think this will transition automatically to path once it's back on path. It's effective speed brake. There's the MPS scales, just like we have on the NG. Back on path. There we are, VNAV path idle. Yes, just sort of like the NG. Salim, 4,000 feet per minute. Yeah, so that's actually quite a normal rate of descent, especially when recovering profile. You might not realise as passengers, but sometimes if we're accelerating in descent with idle thrust and level change or VNAV speed, say from 250 to 300 knots, your rate of descent you might see 5,500 feet per minute, completely normal.
American 617 heavy, you're 5 miles.
Completely normal.
6 miles from LaGray. Turn right, heading 150. Maintain 3,000.
Oh, that's great. Actually, I've not even got the weather. Altimeter was what, 3002.
Can you repeat that heading again? Sorry, for 617.
150, 150.
150, American 617 heavy.
So the altimeter's preset. Great. I didn't actually get
American
the weather.
2258, RNAV to Spera, runway 17 right.
It's on that sim. So many runways available. Scattered and broken cloud, 27 degrees. Oh, it's warm.
FedEx 103,
What's the
call
elevation here?
Memphis Center, 132.55.
600 feet.
3255 will see you next time, FedEx 103.
Seatbelts coming on. No smoking on. Great, sunrise. Salim, thanks for the explanation. You're most welcome. That's what I'm here for. Ryan, you've seen 5,000 feet per minute plus? Yeah, I mean, you might, you wouldn't feel that as a passenger. Yeah, it's probably, you know, you've got to be very aware of your cleared altitude of those sort of rates of descent. Now, the flight recorder in Microsoft Flight Simulator is completely broken. Oh no, I can now actually select it. I couldn't the other day, but yeah. Anyone else having the same issue? Once you've selected it once and then reselect it again, you can't open it. This is the sort of thing which is a bit annoying with Microsoft Flight Sim. It's buggy, you know. You can't actually open it. If I press this, it gets rid of the window for you. Bye bye everyone. But I lose everything. I can't actually see it myself. Obviously you can't always see the menu because of my overlay. But yeah, it looks like you're having the same issue. Right, set the altimeter 300 inbound server. So hopefully it will decel to 270 knots.
American 2358 altitude check. Climb.
Or is it going to stay at 290? Again, this. If I go econ, it's going to go back to 250, isn't it? Yeah.
American 617 heavy, runway 18 right, clear to land.
Clear to land, 18 right, American.
So again, there could be differences in the logic with the 777 FMC. But I was expecting like a decel point or something. It looks like it's going to stay at 290 here. It is going to say Roger.
American 1222 forward center, hello. Runway
yeah, it's on the NG. You have a little
left,
decel point
Kilo,
on the ND.
Zulu, golf.
3002, thank you.
18 left via Kilo Zulu Golf, American 1222.
American 772.
It's going to slow.
Expect the ILS approach.
Not going to. Sorry, say again, American 772 heavy.
Expect the ILS 17 sec.
17 center, American 772. God damn it.
American 107. Expect the ILS 18 right.
ILS 18 right. American 107.
17 center. It's really not a big deal. You just have to reselect it. Still. Perfect. Oh, you're right. 270 knots. Perfect. Very good. And there you go. Look at PMDG. Bang on the distance. See what I mean? You wouldn't get this with the flight factor right now, and I love the flight factor 777, but this VNAV system is incredibly polished. Alright, ILS 17 center now, so where's the airport? So which one's 17 center? Oh, it's like this, the most left southerly runway. Oh no, it's not it! The second most left. Oh, right. ILS 17 center. I've put it in the FMC, so that's important. Many runways. Frequency courses are all automatic. The minimums are now 762. Alright. Saying that now. Oops, what's the next altitude to step down to? 12,000. Busy. I'm saying my minimums. What was it again? 762. Missed approach is slightly different now. Climb 176, 2.8, right turn 4,000 via Yupu. And it's all in. Perfect. Landing performance. I need to look at the star. We can step down to 8,000 next altitude. What does the DME read on this one? 2.4 again, yay. And fix. Oh, Alex, excellent. Well monitored. Fixed rings through the runway.
American 2358, climb, maintain.
That's a big threat in real life as well. Excellent monitoring. Cool. I'm going to keep the performance the same, guys. 17 center, it's the exact same length, pretty much, if not longer. Great. Set up for the next approach. It's a nice livery, isn't it? Superb. Well, hello if you just tuned in, guys. We are approaching Dallas-Fort Worth, passing 11,600 feet. We're landing in around 10 to 15 minutes. And this flawless flight in the pre-release version of the PMDG 777-200ER. Thank you very much for joining me on this stream as well.
Southwest 2216, fly heading.
Yeah,
of,
well, a lot of people have commented on
250,
the
maintain 6,000.
slippiness of the
We'll be heading
777.
250, maintain 6,000.
I found it quite slippy on my test sector yesterday.
American 617, welcome to DFW, left when able, and say parking.
Oh, say parking. What do I want to say? 17 centre,
Parking,
guys.
parking.
I'm going to sound like a pro. Yeah, this is American Airlines 772, say parking. I would like to park on Terminal D, I
You
guess.
said Alpha 24, sorry.
Affirmative, American 6.
How am I going to get there?
American 617, cross 18 left.
Say parking west,
and
thanks.
Right turn Golf, Alpha Kilo to the ramp.
I'll sound like a pro.
Cross 18 left, right turn.
Matthew says stand at Alpha 24. Where's that? Is that a wide body stand, Alpha 24? I want to say parking east then. Right, approaching 8,000 at Nuss at 240. Beautiful idle path descent. This is what I mean. PMDG's FMS logic and behaviour is superb. Right, passing 10,000, 8,000 post-cruise checks, fuel. How much we got on board? 9 tons, loads, lights, logo, angular bike didn't set, pressurization's good, recall, checks complete. Next altitude 6,230 knots. Then we'll just maintain the heading. Oh, this is a beautiful star. Why don't we get this in Europe? Well, they just don't have the space. Last 771 to Delta 23. No, I want to park. I'm going to say parking west, then request Delta 23. We're going to be a pro. I even wrote it down. Thanks for doing that as realistic as possible. Navigraph, good sir. Thank you. Is there discontinuity? Yes, it'll be after Yabbit, but we'll just go heading select.
Southwest 2216, you're about 4 miles from Bossy, turn left heading 210.
Cabin ready.
6,000
That was
to establish, cleared ILS 17.
that sound.
Left turn 210, 6,000 to establish, clear for ILS.
I can't get the replay, guys, I'm afraid.
2216.
America 107, descend to maintain 5,000.
6,000 feet, yap, to
Descend
then
maintain
onto the
5,000,
ILS.
American 127.
Try and get the chart up quickly for you. Ah! Where'd the chart go? ILS 17 centre pin. There we go. Superb. 35 truck miles to go. So just leave you a little bit low, but that is a restriction we need to comply with on the arrival. Nick says luck. Absolute luck. Everything I do is luck. Melvin, do you have a map of the airport in real life or only the charts? No, I don't. Well, I don't have access to any US Navigraph charts in real life, but sorry, Jefferson charts in real life for this airport, because all my charts are operator in Europe. But the Navigraph ones are identical. It's very, very good.
American 2358, radar contact lost.
Not at a waypoint for the ILS. Don't need to. I will do when I get cleared for the ILS, but right now I need using VNav to get to exactly yapped at 6,000, which is the clearance. And then I'm just going to go heading select. Cool. Nick, I think Nick Cockyain might be listening to the stream about an hour ago. He's talking about the BA 777 Atlantic Heathrow. I think we were talking about that about an hour ago. The VNav's been amazing on this look. So vertical speed, 2 miles to go, so I'm going to go heading select as well. Amazing. So now we just wait for our vector. Yeah, Jared, the PMDG VNav was amazing. Is amazing, and it's improved so much in the NG as well. Because when Microsoft Flight Sim 1 was released, it was a very old logic. Oh, that was a bit of a sudden yaw moment again. So I should go on this vector actually. What's the heading it tells you to maintain on the
American 772 heavy, left turn heading 250, maintain 6,000.
Maintain 6,000 feet, left heading 250 degrees, American 772. That's fine. And now I can update the FMC to bossy or something. There we are. But we'll stay on the heading. Because it's not an Airbus, it won't automatically update.
American 617 Fort Risk.
Yeah, it did read my mind list a bit. I was just thinking about the heading. Yeah, it looks a bit low, yep.
Southwest 3510.
And you're on living and below here, would hear all the aircraft every day coming in at this height. What's that? Look at the houses look exactly the same.
Well, our nav's are set, close takeoff, 12 right, southwest 3510.
Southwest 3510.
This is a brilliant route we've flown today.
Yeah, I think there was someone had a spec mic, but we are clear takeoff, 13 right, our nav's are set, close takeoff, southwest.
No LNAV needed, Oliver Lock. We're on a radar heading from ATC 250 degrees. I was just updating the FMS. But in real life now, we've got the ILS tuned, you'd be getting localizer and glide slope information. This is a big negative in both X-Plane and Microsoft Flight Sim. Give us the localizer and glide slope. You know, you would get this information through now, but we've got nothing identified.
American 772, 4 miles from Bossy. Turn left heading 200. Maintain 6,000 till established on the localizer. Cleared ILS 17 center.
Left heading 200 degrees. Maintain 6,000 feet still established on the localizer. Cleared ILS 17 center. American 772. Alright.
American 12.
So now you've got to think outside the box. Limitations in the desktop simulator. So what I can do is just choose a waypoint. Let's say Penny.
I'm drawing a blank.
Oh, the FMS has crashed. Oh, it's frozen. My FMS is frozen. Great.
Clear for takeoff, American 12.
I don't know if this is the bug. Yeah, FMS is completely frozen. Uh-oh.
It was.
What about Jim's?
Roger. Clear for takeoff.
Yeah, Jim's FMS is frozen.
American 1709.
And my ND is frozen. And the PFD is frozen. Guys, I've got a broken airplane. And nothing's working.
American 107, descend and maintain 4,000.
Oh, aircraft's completely dead. Great. Everything's frozen. And my engines are frozen. American 772, we're going to have to log off. I had an issue with the aircraft. Thanks to the ATC.
American 107, turn right heading 0.
Everything's frozen. Like, nothing. Can't disconnect all the pilot or the throttle. Great. Alright, so this is a WASM crash, is it? Now what? Oh, literally, look, everything is frozen. PFD, ND. So how do I get this down? What do I do? I've had this before, remember? So what is this issue? Is it a PMDG issue? Is it a Microsoft issue? Is that, well, yeah, alright. Let's see if I get it down at least. But I've got no control of anything. V1 had it today as well. Oh, did he? Look, I can control the airplane. I've got pitch roll, but no thrust. So what we're going to have to do is fly. I've got, right, speed information I've got on my overlay, which you can barely see. Let's make it a little bit bigger. I'm doing 248 knots. Right, let's see if I can get it down. It might have to be a belly landing. Right, belly landing it is, ladies and gentlemen. But, actually, has that broken as well? If I dive, does my ground speed increase? Oh yeah, okay, so we've got ground speed information. Right, alright. We'll get it down. We'll get it down. I need Navigraph here though to find the airport. It's off to my right. It's completely broken. Oh dear. I'm using Navigraph to locate the airport. So we're going to try and land it. Gear up. There's Dallas. I have do I have thrust but no visuals or no sounds? Interesting. The only speed information I've got is Navigraph. So if I firewall this, oh yeah, definitely have thrust. Interesting, but there's no sound. Yeah, do you see my ground speed change, guys? Yeah, so I do have thrust but no audio and no sound effects. All right. So the thrust is working. I've got pitch, roll, yaw, and thrust. So I've got a fully functional aircraft. The airport's dead ahead. Does my gear and flaps come down? That's the next question. Never give up, never surrender. What film's that from, guys? Let's try the gear. No. It's a belly landing, guys. Gonna be a belly landing. Gear will work. No, it won't. 240 knots. Let's try some flaps. I have got the overlay open on the second window, so I've got ground speed information. But that's no good with this headwind. Right. You gotta love desktop simulators. 237 knots. Alright. Shall I try and land on the OG runway as well? 17 centre. Right, let's keep going for flaps. Landing V1's garden. Gravity gear release. No, nothing will work. Like, it's literally all frozen, guys. Literally, the whole aeroplane's dead. What's my ground? 215 knots. Am I lined up with 17 centre? That's the big question. I can't remember which one it was. It was this one. I'm high. Alright, I might have to do a little orbit. 180 knots. Right, I'm just going to do a little orbit here. Ground speed. Please don't stall. 185. Alright, it's speed stable. 187. Right, I didn't realise how high I was. We're getting it down, guys. But I've got no height information. 2,500. That's about a 45-degree angular bank. 230 knots! Ugh. Is V1's yard around here? Right, a little cheeky orbit. You wouldn't do this in real life as well, an orbit 1,000 feet above the ground. But it is a functioning aeroplane. Right, we're going to be going onto a headwind. Oh, it's so horrible. What do they always say? Trust your instruments. Yeah, God, the whole aeroplane broke. Yeah, like, look at the displays. Okay, alright. I'm dropping gear and flaps, or I think I am. 3 reds. Perfect orbit. Perfect orbit, ladies and gentlemen. 170 knots. We've got a bit of a headwind here. So I'm having to scan my second display so I can have the overlay. So I've got some speed information. So this is just proper, you know, look outside now. 2 reds, 2 whites, 150 knots. I'm just going to spam, because I think the flaps are working sort of thing, but 153 knots. Okay, seems to be holding 153, 154, a little less thrust. Let's maintain around 150, 5 knots ground speed. It'll probably be a belly landing here. 2 reds, 2 whites. Alright. 154 knots. This is quite hard. Scanning my speed on a second window. 154 knots. Okay, I found a thrust setting. Seems to be working really nicely. 3 whites. Pitch down. 156. Less thrust. 157. Welcome to Dallas Fort Worth. 159. Less thrust. It's going to be a belly landing, I reckon. Now, it's the second WASM crash, though, I've successfully landed an aeroplane. I could have stayed on VATSIM, no problem. Bit high. Okay. Bit high, never mind. I don't know if there's going to be gear up or what. Belly. It's belly landing, guys. I think. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, what? There's rocks! What is going on? Why is this? It's like asteroids. Are we slowing down? I'll try braking. No, it's not doing anything. What is going on? Well, not what I intended, but what's going on with all these effects? What is going on? There we are. We're down. Great. Well, we're still turning base. Lot 16. Lot 16. There we go. Perfect. Well, not how I intended the stream to end, but remember, this is not yet released. And hopefully they'll get to the bottom of what happened. But look, we got it down, and we'll have a look here at what happened. Yeah, what was going on with the animations? All the rocks flicking up. That was crazy. Almost made 10 cents line. Yeah, I lost rudder control as well. Let's have a look here at some of the comments and check, because I'll have to end the stream, because I do see to get things concluded doing the night shift with Baby. But we'll fly it again soon, and hopefully there'll be an update and get things fixed. I missed that. No replay, unfortunately, Robert. It's broken in Microsoft Flights in 2024 as well. Release date just moved right, probably, yes. Oh, 2 WASM crashes on an NDA day. Not great PMDGs. Yeah, so I hear V1 had the same. I didn't actually realise that, so I'll have a look at his stream later. Yeah, I wonder what triggered that. I'll have to play the stream back. What triggered it? I don't know, but I've experienced things with the Innie builds. A300 had great talks of that as well. Lol, that look. What was my landing rate? I have no idea. This is released in 2022, I think. Probably better, yeah, probably more stable as well. 45 degrees steep turn on short final. Other streamers are available. Looks like being back in an MPS sim. Yes, it does sort of handle in a similar way. But listen, okay, minus the WASM crash, it flew brilliantly. We just got to hopefully get that fixed. I mean, so if the gear somehow lowered, it would have been. I would have pulled off. It would be the miracle of Dallas Fort Worth. But we'll conclude things there anyway. Not seriously, if this ever happens in real life, how would you handle it? Salim, have a look at my last recorded video, dual engine failure. That was probably a similar way of doing it. Matthew, yeah, fiddling with the box is triggering it. Same thing happened to V1 when he was messing with the box. Oh yeah, V1 mentioned it was something to do, don't create offsets. Yeah, I think I updated the FMS or something along those lines. Can you turn engines off? No, everything's broken, guys. Look, animations, I can, press things, but it doesn't actually do anything. Gear levers, it sort of highlights them, but nothing's working. It's exactly as it was when it froze. Nothing's there as well. How was the manual handling? Actually, Mark, the manual handling was quite good, and I think 2024 has improvements over 2020 in that regard. But again, more experimenting needs to be. But I flew that like a 7.3, which is just essentially a big version of, and it flew quite nicely. Spurious, yeah, V1 tried a lateral offset and crashed the box and everything else, but apparently 330 driver had the same thing in 2020. Alright, so it could be an issue with the PMDG. Anyway, look, guys, we're going to conclude things here. Not the way I wanted the stream to end, but these things do happen from time to time in desktop simulators. It's a complex aircraft being modelled in a complex simulator. No doubt they get to the bottom of it as well, but I hope you enjoyed popping into the stream and contributing both with laughs and chat. It was great fun. Thank you to everyone that gifted members today, most generous, to all the donations, most appreciated. Well, if you did enjoy the stream, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll be back in the aircraft very soon, and I'll see you all again very soon as well. Cheerio, bye bye.